You cannot call yourself a true traveler unless you've traveled Pakistan, a land of majestic nature and mouth-watering cuisine. Visiting Pakistan is a transformative experience. The highlight of my trip being not the food nor the views, but the people, the hospitality. Never have I ever felt so warmly welcomed as a foreigner as I did in Pakistan. In this video, I will take you across the country, from the high mountains of Hunza to the bustling streets of Lahore, and so much more. This is a Pakistani food tour like you've never seen.
For our last stop today, we are at Arishat Kara. This is another insane restaurant. They are famous for their chicken tikka tawa. The tawa is the big hot plate that they're cooking it on, and the chicken tikka is what they're serving. So it's chicken that's fried, and he's marinated it in a secret marinade, which looks like it contains some yogurt and a lot of spices. And the amount of green chilies that he put on this thing is unmatched anywhere in the world. I've never seen so many green chilies go on one frying pan at one time. On top of that, he puts a little bit of, it looks like a little lemon. But let me tell you, the amount of green chilies on there is scaring the hell out of me right now.
Okay, this beautiful mess of a plate is the chicken tikka tawa here, and it looks absolutely insane. Just look at the amount of ghee at the bottom here, all of that clarified butter that they're cooking it in, and you can see those super spicy looking green chilies on the top. So you can order a breast or leg. We decided to go with the leg, and it's eaten with the chapati here, the thin bread, and also they've given us a couple of veggies here with some of those little lemons, and I'm just gonna squeeze a little lemon on top just to hopefully cut through some of that spiciness, because I know this is gonna be really spicy when you dig into one of those green chilies. Try to only get one of those green chilies if I can. There we go. Let's try that. Wow, it's not nearly, even with the green chili, as spicy as I was expecting. And the flavor is subtle. You can definitely taste that lemon that I put on top. You can really feel that that's the preparation method. Cooking on the tawa really retains all the juices in that breast meat. It is super succulent meat, and it's definitely starting to build, but it's not as spicy as I had expected. This is super, super good, and there is just tons of meat on there. Look at that. You can see the marinade on the outside is almost caramelized from being cooked on the tawa, and I'll dip it in a little bit of this raita. That is just simply delicious. Not much to it, just deliciously cooked chicken.
That was some killer chicken. It's definitely more intimidating than it really is, because it's not as spicy as I thought, but the amount of green chilies they put on there, the flavor really infuses into the chicken. Such a cool preparation, and they've even got live music here at this restaurant. Look at what we just stumbled upon, this massive, massive pile of pulao. So this is chana meva pulao, which is these chickpeas. There's tons of dried fruit in there, massive chunks of beef, and then of course all the rice, and it's served right on the side of the street. We're gonna order this up for breakfast. Wow, this is huge.
8 plate, 2 plate, 2 plates.
Check out the massive portion size of pulao we have here. And one thing he did specially for us was he beat some bone marrow out of one of the bones and served us a ton of it. Look at the chunk of bone marrow here. It is absolutely huge. So we have dried nuts, dried fruits, meat, beef, and lots of pulao. So let me put it down on this tiny little stool so I can try to grab a good bite with a little bit of everything. I've got some meat in there, some of the dried fruit and chickpeas. Let's give it a try. Wow. Yeah. Oh man. That is so good. Instantly you can tell that there's more of an influence coming from more of the Middle East here, because the flavors aren't like we had in Punjab. They're very mild compared to that. You can definitely taste some cinnamon. It's actually leaning more on the sweet side. There's still a little bit of a spice though, and that beef is just so ridiculously tender. It kind of almost tastes like corned beef. And next up, you know I gotta go for the piece of bone marrow. I'm just gonna go for this massive chunk right here. That's probably gonna be the biggest single piece of bone marrow I've ever eaten. Look at that. Wow. Oh man. That is just teetering on being a liquid. It is so oily, completely disintegrates in your mouth and coats all of the rice. It's such a nice subtle flavor. Actually, this is a good dish for me for breakfast because it's not too spicy and it's actually got a little bit of a sweetness and cinnamon going on there. This portion size is absolutely insane. I love those dried fruits in there, and the atmosphere is also so cool. I can barely sit on this stool, it's so low. I'm basically just squatting here. So we actually just spotted a guy that's selling the little teapots that we just tried the kawa in, and we're gonna pick one up to bring back home with us. Go on. Just a short walk down the street from where we bought the teapot, we spotted the man who's selling the green tea. We bought 500 grams of green tea, and he's in this really hole-in-the-wall spot once again, using this old school scale to weigh out the 500 grams for us. Peshawar so far has proven to be quite a contrast to the rest of what we've seen in Pakistan. Even though we've only been to Punjab, you can definitely tell there's a different atmosphere here. There's different products for sale, and I'd say the people are even more friendly, if that's possible, than the rest of what we've experienced in Pakistan. We just stopped to check out this stall where a man is selling this very unique thing. It's a type of wood, like a twig, and it's used as a type of toothbrush. So they chew it and kind of wipe it on their teeth, and it gives you teeth whitening. So it's a traditional toothbrush. There's another thing that's similar to this called neem. He's not actually specifically selling neem, but it's the same idea. It's a teeth whitening twig that you chew on, and it really works because he's got some pearly whites.
Make my picture. हमारा इमरान खान जिंदाबाद और हमारा नया पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद और हमारा बाजवा हो जिंदाबाद और हमारा मलका पाकिस्तान कौम सारा पठान जिंदाबाद निसार चर्सी टिक्का जिंदाबाद.
We just popped into the most famous tikka place here in Peshawar. It's called Nisar Charsi Tikka. This is the owner, Nisar, and this is a third generation shop. He's been here for 70 years, and this is his famous Charsi Tikka here. Wow, that looks good.
हमारा जमा टिक्का चिखुरी का ना मखबल कुनाटी कड़ी कुनाटी और सारे दुनिया में वो नहीं मिलेगा और पाकिस्तान
सारा दुनिया मशहूर निसार चर्सी टिक्का.
So Nisar here really likes to chat. He's been talking to us for a while now, and basically he's explaining that the tikka here is kind of like an aphrodisiac. It'll give you a lot of power and energy. These guys are funny.
मर्दाना खुराक मर्दाना मर्दाना खुराक गरम गरम Peshawar Pakistan Peshawar शहर निसार चर्सी टिक्का खाएगा गरम मर्दाना खुराक है मर्दाना.
This is special chicken. This is very good. It's nice.
So there's chicken here?
This is no spicy. This is salt. This salt.
और लाट चर्बी दुम्बा गरम मर्दाना खुराक खाएगा.
Actually got a butcher shop basically built into the restaurant. They're butchering up all the different lambs, and you can see that right here on the back of the lamb they've got lots of fat lard, and he likes that. That's the aphrodisiac part.
सर्दी नहीं है सर्दी खत्म.
So we're also gonna check out the karahi that they've got here too.
टमाटर और सब्ज मिर्च
Green chili.
और खाली नमक.
Simple.
सादा. वाले हमारा पठान पेशावर.
In their karahi, they're using full tomatoes, the full thing. And mutton, lots of that fat, that lard that is kind of rendering and turning into a liquid. And they're not using very many masalas, if any at all. I think just salt, if I understood them correctly. And lots of meat in there. They've invited me upstairs, and now they've got me drinking more green tea and some of this jaggery too. So kind of not refined sugar that's just been boiled down.
Goda da abazo charsada. Number one.
Number one.
Number one.
Lots of friendly people here. I'm with these Pakistani babas here.
Pakistani baba. A1. A1.
Good cow.
Pakistan A1. That was working. This is the gift.
Wow.
This is the topa.
Oh, that
egg ring.
This just keeps getting crazier and crazier of an experience. I just went to go to the washroom, and I ended up sitting with all those three babas and having some tea, and they gifted us a little stone. So friendly, incredible. We're sitting on the charpai downstairs, these little handmade beds, and just finished up meeting everyone. And it's kind of unique here in Peshawar. They're famous, I guess you could say, for their hashish. And charsi kind of means stoner. And it's, I guess, a little bit of a play on words. You can definitely smell it in the air, and we're waiting for our food to arrive while we just relax. The wait is over, the charsi tikka has arrived. This is a beautiful looking lamb chop grilled over charcoal, and I don't know if they've been smoking some hash today, but that took about an hour to bring to our table, but that's okay because I think this is gonna be worth the wait. Let's try it. Oh man, yum. So they're not using anything except for salt here, so it's really depending on that lamb being high quality. They're butchering it on site, so you know it's gonna be super fresh, and it's got the fat that's kind of melting in your mouth, and then you get that nice lean lamb as well. Look at how much meat is on that chop there, and I've got a little bit of
fat down on this area. Let me go for another bite. Oh man, that fat is so good down there. Yum. This is just simply delicious. It is grilled to perfection. I've got a different piece here. You can see there's quite a bit of fat right there, but honestly the fat is the best part, just completely melts in your mouth. They put quite a lot of salt on it, but there's no other spices, so it's not overpowering. You get those little crispy knobs. Oh man.
Crispy knobs.
ये कढ़ी में बनेगा, मैंने बनाएगा, मैंने कुक निसार चर्सी सारा पाकिस्तान में
You made this
मशहूर
yourself?
में कुक में पाकिस्तान मिलेगा, कनाडा, अमेरिका, जापान सब चाइना सब की विजिट करेगा और इधर पाकिस्तान में आते और निसार चर्सी टिक्का खाएगा।
Yeah, thank you.
शुक्रिया, go, मजा आते, मजा।
I've been informed that we've only just reached the best part, the end, the sauce of the karahi, all that goodness with the naan. Look at that beautiful red color. Oh yeah, yum. I'm gonna clean this up. We have just experienced the most overwhelmingly hospitable experience of my life, I think. The people here in Peshawar have just opened their arms up and welcomed us and been so friendly. So we can't say thank you enough to everyone here. They're known for being hospitable, but this is like another level that I've never experienced before.
We've been to many countries, and after that experience, I can say without a doubt, that was the nicest hospitality we have ever experienced. Unmatched here in Pakistan. The people are incredibly friendly.
Actually, right across the street from the charsi tikka place is a very famous shop that is making Peshawari chappal, which are a special type of sandal that come from Peshawar. And actually, Prime Minister Imran Khan got his shoes from here. So actually, we're gonna do a little bit more shopping. Peshawar has good food and good shopping. Oh yeah.
And that's where the shoes come from.
I mean, they're adjustable. So I'm getting my fitting done. This is such a cool shop. They're making the shoes handmade right in front of you as you try them on. And these are really high quality leather. Oh yeah, that size feels better. Better size. So 3,000 rupees for the chappal, and I think that's a really good deal. Handmade leather. Thank you. Thank you so much. Handmade leather shoes. Check these out. I love them. This morning we're having a traditional Punjabi breakfast. Well, this is a breakfast found all around Pakistan, and it's naan chene, so chickpea curry, and they actually have a couple different kinds here. They've even got one with a boiled egg I think I'm gonna try. And he's got this pot. It's probably the biggest pot. I think I keep saying that here in Pakistan, but it's just a massive pot, and lots of hungry customers. So there's two pieces to naan chene, the chene which we just saw, and then the naan, the fresh bread that they're cooking in the tandoor oven here. And he kind of leans his entire body into that tandoor to stick them onto the side. I don't blame him because it's really cold here in Lahore today, and that has a nice heat coming out of it. naan chane has arrived, and here is the chane, the chickpea with a masala of spices and actually a boiled egg in the middle. This is a super famous breakfast here in Punjab, especially in Lahore, and I love how there's an egg. It makes it just such a classic breakfast. And check this out, this is their naan, and they actually made it into a little heart for us. It's almost like latte art, but naan art. And tons of sesame seeds on there. Oh, super hot still. And I'll just try, before I try the egg, just try some of those chickpeas. Yum. That is so good. It's so simple, but there's also so much flavor at the same time. It's just chickpeas, but there's so much flavor packed in there. It's not spicy, it's definitely toned down as this is a breakfast dish. It feels light for breakfast. Oh, and I didn't even mention how good this naan is. Tons of sesame. So fluffy. Oh man. Tear off a piece of this egg and get some of the chene. The fact that this is just a simple breakfast dish makes me kind of envious at how good food here in Pakistan really is.
So we've come to the Delhi Gate, the famous Delhi Gate, one of 6 that remain of 12 that used to be, that made up the entrances to the walled city of Lahore. So there used to be a wall, there's some parts of it left, but this is a really famous gate. So we're gonna check out the gate and then we're gonna go in and see what the old walled city of Lahore has to offer. We are at the top and there is a beautiful view over the other minarets and the rest of the city, and the call to prayer is just about to start, or just started. These guys right behind me here are dyeing clothes traditionally, and then they hang them up to dry right over top of the street. The textile industry here in Pakistan is enormous. It's the #1 export, and just on the other side of the Delhi Gate you can find all these shops selling different kinds of textiles, making them and dyeing them right here in the walled city, and you can find all kinds of gorgeous different types of things. For our second dinner tonight, we have come to But Karahi. They're serving karahi, which is actually the kind of wok that they're cooking the dish in. You can get mutton or chicken, and they have the live chickens here even. And then you can see behind me, they have the mutton fresh, cooking with a ton of butter, of course, tons of spices, and it is just insanity here. And they serve it in the actual karahi, the dish that's cooked in. Our karahi has arrived. We ordered up the mutton and just check out the size of this thing. It looks incredible. So we've got a lot going on here. It's really beautifully presented too. So tons of pieces of mutton. We've got some sliced lemon, tons of ginger, some parsley on top. There's even some little chilies in there. And it smells absolutely incredible. Let's dig in. Gonna go in with the big spoon here. Make sure I get lots of the toppings, the ginger and everything too. And of course, like everything here, we're gonna eat it with some bread. The atmosphere here is absolutely insane. Sitting right on the side of the street, they're cooking different street food behind me. You go in for a bite, grab a piece of the mutton karahi. Oh, that feels so tender. Oh man, I'm excited. That just melts in your mouth. The mutton completely disintegrated as soon as I put it in my mouth. The way that it's cooked here just really tenderizes it. You get a little bit of the ginger kind of spice going on, and then there's so much going on in there. I can taste the fresh vegetables they use to make the base. You can hear this guy cooking like crazy behind me. The atmosphere just adds to the experience. You can get chicken, but mutton was recommended to us as the karahi to try. Oh wow. So But Karahi is one of arguably Lahore's most famous restaurants, and for good reason. This is insanely good mutton karahi. So the same brand, the But brand, has a But Sweet, so a dessert shop, and they've got a couple different types of halwa, carrot and pumpkin. We ended up going with all three different kinds that they have. They have pumpkin halwa, and this is a carrot halwa, and there's actually boiled eggs in this one, and then lentil halwa. I really am interested in trying this pumpkin one out first. Semolina mixed with lots of sugar, lots of desi ghee. Yeah. That is just super, super sweet, super hot, served nice and fresh. Let's try the carrot one out next. It almost looks like Chinese tomatoes with eggs, but it's not. It's carrots. Same taste, a little bit different texture. I can feel some crunchy bits of maybe sugar or halwa in there. And then, last but not least, the dal, the lentil version. Oh wow, that one's completely different. That one's almost just like eating brown sugar. It's very crunchy actually. I gotta give it up for the pumpkin. Pumpkin is so good. It's got a nice fresh flavor. Yeah, kind of made it. For breakfast today, we are having Halwa puri, which is a famous breakfast here in Lahore and all over Pakistan. And the puri is the type of bread, and the way that he makes it is he flattens out the dough, kind of clapping it between his hands, and then the technique is really cool. He gives it this kind of twist and throws it in the hot oil, just like that, and it allows it to kind of puff up and become this sort of balloon of a bread. And we're gonna eat it with halwa, a couple other things. We've got a big breakfast spread here. We ordered up pretty much everything that they serve here. So this is the final product of the puri, that bread that he's making. You can see it's got this big balloon type shape. Over here we've got chane, which is a chickpea mix, tons of spices, you can tell in there. This is the aloo, the potatoes, and then you can see that desi ghee, which is clarified butter, famous here in Punjab. This is the halwa. This is semolina, sweetened semolina, lots of spices once again. This is also halwa, but it's actually been fried and kind of made into like a dumpling. I've never seen this one before. And then this is another type of halwa with koya, which is milk solids on top. So the way that you're supposed to eat this is actually just take the puri here and rip off a little piece, and you can actually just grab the halwa. I'm gonna go for this one over here, the plain one. Grab a little halwa. This is sweet. Try it out. Puri is very, very thin. The halwa is quite sweet. That is a very sweet breakfast, and it's got this really kind of sticky texture to it. But we've also got some savory versions here, so I'll grab a little bit more puri. Everything's kind of meant to be eaten with the puri, and maybe I'll go for some aloo, the potato, with all that desi ghee inside. Yeah. There's the spice. Oh yeah, that's the way to start your day here in Pakistan. A little bit of spice. You can feel that really kind of buttery ghee. I've never seen this one. This is like the fried halwa dumpling. It's kind of caramelized on the outside, so the outer coating has a nice crispy, crunchy slash chewy texture to it, and it's just got the flavor of the halwa, very sweet. Yeah. Next up is the chene, the chickpeas. Oh wow. Yeah, that definitely has some cinnamon in it. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to be more spicy. That's really good. There's such a contrast of flavors here with sweet, spicy, savory. It's actually super, super comfortable, the kurta. I don't know how much blending in we're really doing, but it is really comfy. That place is called Taj Mahal Sweets here in Lahore. Great halwa puri. And it's interesting, you actually pay for the puri, and the chickpeas and the potatoes will come included, and the halwa though is separate. So that wasn't enough for breakfast. We're definitely gonna try another thing for breakfast today. Our next stop for breakfast is at a famous place called Taja Siri Pie, and they serve Siri Pie, which is a goat foot kind of stew. And he's got this massive like swimming pool full of goat feet, and he's kind of marinating them, and they've definitely been cooking for a long time, and it looks and smells really interesting. I definitely have never had goat feet for breakfast, but it looks good. You can see it's already completely fallen off the bone here. Grab this. Oh, it's already fallen off all of that, and it's basically everything but the meat. Man, that is fatty. The type of tea that we're going to have is called doodh patti, which is made with only the buffalo milk in the tea, so there's no water actually added. It's supposed to be super thick and creamy, and he's kind of frothing it up here behind me now. So this is the final result. Super, super thick looking and very creamy, only made with milk, lots of sugar. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah. There's more to it than meets the eye. It is definitely quite sweet, but this is like worth having up to 10 times a day. I could just sit and drink this all day long. That is so good. What a first breakfast here in Pakistan. Great way to start the trip. We're gonna jump into a rickshaw and we're gonna head to the famous Lahore fort. We have come to Wakas Biryani here in Lahore. We actually get to go up into their kitchen, which is above the restaurant. This is more than a kitchen. This is a factory. This is a biryani factory. They're cooking biryani by the ton in here. They've got massive, massive cauldrons bubbling full of spices. It is so hot in here and it smells incredible in here. And they actually have an elevator that they have to lower the biryani downstairs. And there it goes down to the masses downstairs, the hungry masses. Let's go join them. This is a serious operation. They've got tons and tons of biryani and they are just serving this like crazy. No wonder they have to cook so much of it. Wow, it smells so good.
Our biryani has arrived and you can see that every single grain of rice is separated and it's coated in all that spice and a little bit of ghee in there as well. And this is called shami kebab and it's a fried lentil mash. And then we've got a big chicken drumstick hiding underneath there. Then over here we've got a little salad and raita, which is a yogurt with mint and maybe some other herbs in there as well. And it's meant to be eaten with the rice. So I'm just gonna drop the raita right on top there and let me go in, try to get some of that chicken. Oh wow, that chicken feels super soft. Look at that, let's give it a try. Oh man, that is so good. You get the little bit of tartness from the raita, and then the rice is spiced up so nice. It's definitely spicy, but it's not too spicy. You can taste that there's quite a bit of like butteriness coming from the ghee. Oh man, there's so much flavor in there, and that chicken is so soft. Look how fall off the bone this chicken is. I'm just barely even using my spoon, and it comes right off. And you gotta have it with the raita. It's so good. So this is my first time seeing the shami kebab, which is the lentil patty mixed with some chicken, and then it's fried up. It's a flimsy little thing. Let's try it. Wow. It's almost like a paste. It's really, really, really soft.
That biryani was great. Huge portion sizes, super filling, a lot of rice there. And it is right in the heart of this market here in Lahore. We're gonna head to the next place now. So we're here in the kitchen checking out how they're cooking our breakfast, and we had to go with some parathas today. It's the classic Pakistani breakfast. So we've got two types of paratha. One is stuffed with aloo, potatoes, and the other one is plain, but it's cooked with desi ghee, that clarified butter, and you know they never hold back here in Pakistan on the ghee. So we've ordered our chai with ginger. So he started with just a little bit of water, some Julian ginger, and then some tea leaves, brought that to a boil, and then added some really fresh local milk, and then a lot more tea into that, and then some cardamom pods, and that is smelling incredible. I am looking forward to chai.
Aloo paratha, sir. Egg chana, sir. Yum.
Oh, that looks so good.
All right, we've got two different dishes here. The first one is the anda chana, so it's got a boiled egg in there and lots of spices, of course. And then this is the aloo bhujia, which is with potato and similarly just covered in spices. And then it's served with the desi ghee paratha. So I'm gonna rip a little piece of this off and I'll put some of this one first, the egg. I'll break this egg, a little piece off, and put it onto my plate. Oh man, I am so ready to dig into some Pakistani food, and you can see all that ghee on there. Put a little bit on my plate here, a little bit more. Oh, let's try. Oh man, yum. The paratha is so crispy, and it's actually not like spicy, it's just full of flavor. And those chickpeas are so ridiculously soft. Oh man, that is good. That is an awesome breakfast. Okay, let me try the aloo transferred onto my plate here. And this is like big chunks of potato. So that one is much lighter in flavor, and you can taste the fennel, and it almost has like a little bit of a sweetness. And the paratha. All right, chai has been poured, and you can see it's starting to get this little film on top, and this is gonna be a glorious moment. My first cup of chai back in Pakistan. I'm so ready. Oh yeah. The ginger in there, and it's so creamy. I love the ginger flavor. Oh, I'm loving the atmosphere at this restaurant. It's nice and shaded from the trees, and you've got these cool things where you're sitting on the charpais. That was a great, quick breakfast here in Saidpur. It's definitely a little touristy here, but the food there was really authentic and delicious. So you have all kinds of different artisanal shops here selling hand-painted teapots and things like that. And you can just walk around this little town, Saidpur, and just take in the views. Check this out. It is absolutely beautiful. You get the Margalla Mountains behind me, and it is incredibly beautiful and peaceful here. So this little street food stall is called Bengali Samosa. They're serving samosas, and he just poured a huge bucket full of them in. So they make a couple different ones with different fillings. The first one he's making right now is just filled with vegetables, and he's just letting those fry up golden crispy, and I think this is like the quintessential street food samosa. So I'm pretty excited to try it out.
सब्जी सब्जी
बन जाएंगे।
So here's the final product. These are the vegetable filled ones, and then he served it with a special Bengali style chutney, and these things are perfectly crisp. I can tell without even biting into them, and we're just standing right on the side of the street. They just came out of the hot oil, and I know that I'm gonna burn myself, but I don't care because it's gonna be delicious. Oh. Wow. Check out that filling. Oh, I love that chutney. It's a little bit sour. It's definitely got a little kick. And wow, that is a seriously crispy shell on that samosa. And it looks like lentils in there. Maybe even some cabbage, I'm not sure. Let's bite in again. Wow, that is hot. Damn, that is so good. I love how crispy it is. And the chutney is so flavorful. Oh, that's a perfect little snack. You could eat like 100 of these. So he's just about finished frying up the second batch. This is the keema, so ground meat on the inside, and the smell of that is so strong and smells so delicious. That was a seriously good samosa. That puts the samosas that we used to reheat in the oven from a box to shame. This is the definition of fast food. It's my kind of fast food. You can see guys just ripping up on their motorcycles, grabbing a samosa, and on their way in less than 30 seconds. Those were absolutely incredible. The keema one was definitely my favorite. So we're gonna go ahead to get some sweets now. So we've come to a place called Fresco Sweets. They have all of the favorite Pakistani sweets. There's so many different colors and shapes and sizes, and honestly, I don't recognize a lot of it, but I know we're gonna try the gulab jamun, which is my favorite. And just check out all these colors. Wow. It smells really good in here. All right, so Selena and I are sitting down for some serious sweets. They've hooked us up with a massive plate. I recognize a couple things, but you're gonna help me identify all of them. But the first one, of course, I know is the gulab jamun. Oh, I almost forgot the name. And it's nice and hot, so it's like soaked in syrup. And then this is another gulab jamun here?
Same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. And then this one's called the ras malai?
The ras malai.
And
yes.
it's in milk? Or
It's in milk.
It's in milk, but it's kind of like a gulab jamun, right?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Oh, no.
Opposite. It looks like it in terms of the size.
Yeah.
But in flavor, it's literally like cotton. It will melt in your mouth.
Okay, I'm excited to try that. And this is cold.
This is cold.
And then we've got a spread here, and the only one I recognize is the barfi in the middle.
Okay.
Which is like a milk solid.
Absolutely.
So what else do we have here?
Okay, so this is a fig sweet.
Fig, okay, and it looks like there's almonds inside?
Yes,
Yep.
there's nuts inside. So this fig is called injeer in Urdu.
Okay.
Then this is made of cottage cheese.
Okay, paneer.
Yes, paneer.
Okay, wow.
Then this is called doodh peda, which is made primarily of milk.
Milk, okay, so it's like a milk solid.
These two are chum-chums. They're both Bengali chum-chums.
Okay.
This is another kind of gulab jamun, which is smaller.
Sure.
And it's not hot right now.
Okay.
This is pistachio sweet.
Yeah, okay.
And this is made of cashew nuts.
Okay, so this was halwa, right?
This is halwa.
Okay, wow. All right, so let's dig into the ras malai. I gotta cut this in half because this thing is huge.
It is.
And it's swimming in this milky liquid. Wow.
It is light, right? It's not heavy on the
It's like
palate.
a pillow. Just falls apart in your mouth.
Yep.
Super saturated with milk. And it's got that Pakistani sweets flavor. I can't like pinpoint exactly what it is.
And it's favorable in all seasons. People enjoy it in the summers, people even enjoy it in the winters.
All right, we've got a massive gulab jamun. And this is my favorite Pakistani sweet. Oh wow. Oh. That is so good.
Really good.
I could just sit here and eat those and you'd have to tear me away from them. I wouldn't be able to stop. It's so creamy like on the inside. And that one's more sweet, for sure.
It is
Very
definitely very sweet. It's not a gulab jamun if it's not dripping with sheera, which is the sugar syrup.
The sugar syrup, yeah. So we were all sweets out here at Fresco Sweets. We had to pack those up because there's no way we were gonna finish them all. And we're gonna head back to the hotel we're staying at now, which is called the Serena Islamabad. It's an absolutely gorgeous hotel, so I'm gonna give you guys a little tour before we have a really amazing dinner there tonight. So this is our room here at the Serena Islamabad. It has a beautiful northern Pakistan architecture, and it's very foreshadowing because we are going to be heading north on this trip to Pakistan to Gilgit Baltistan, Hunza Valley, Skardu, and a couple other places. So the bulk of our trip is going to be spent up in the north, and it should be the perfect time for autumn colors, but we had to come in through Islamabad first, and no complaints because this city is one of my favorites in all Pakistan. Let me show you the best part of this room, the balcony, one of the two balconies. So you get incredible views over the courtyard here at Serena Islamabad, and this is such a green city, Islamabad. It's so full of lush green trees. I love it. And the sun's starting to go down a bit, and we're going to take a little break before we have dinner tonight at the famous restaurant here at Serena Islamabad called Attabad. So we are at Attabad. This is one of Serena Islamabad's many restaurants, and they have live music going on here. The dining room is absolutely gorgeous. This hotel is just mind-blowing. It's very classy, and they have a couple different dishes we've ordered from different regions of Pakistan, and I think the food's gonna be really good, so let's dig in. So this is pretty cool. For our appetizer, I've just got one little piece of paneer here that's been marinated in some masala and then served with this balochi sauce, and it was cooked in a tandoor oven, so let's try this out. Oh, that's really, really good. Yum. That is seriously good. It's really cheesy on the inside, and then you've got this kind of crusty layer on the outside, and then that sauce is nice and tangy, and it's got this fruity tamarind flavor. Yum. All right, food has been served, and this looks absolutely incredible. Check this out right here. This is prawns, so it's Baloch style prawns. It looks like a tomato-based gravy, and all those little prawns in there. That looks absolutely incredible. And then back here, we've got the mutton chomps, Punjabi style. Look at those. Those look super tender. And then this is something really unique. It honestly looks like a shepherd's pie or something like that, but apparently there's biryani underneath here. Yes. Is that right?
Yes, that's
okay,
correct.
So how do we do this?
We're going to break the puff pastry on
wow.
top.
It's a thick pastry actually on top.
Yeah, and it's going to be part of your serving.
Oh yeah, okay, so you eat the biryani rice with
it, yes.
With the puff pastry. Ooh. Look at that. Oh, look at that color. Incredible. So is there meat in this?
Yes.
Yeah, chicken or?
You'll find out.
We'll find out.
But
okay.
It's very tender.
Wow, I've never seen anything like that before. Okay, I'm gonna go right in for this. Grab a little piece of the puff pastry and some of the biryani. It's gonna be hot. It's really interesting. The pastry is super flaky. You get a really mild spice in there. The biryani is so soft, the rice. Every time I come to Pakistan, I gotta eat as much biryani as possible because it's one of my favorite dishes of all time. Oh yeah, that's awesome. One thing you'll notice is there's so much sauce in this biryani. None of the rice is left white at all. It's all coated in all that flavor. And this is a seriously good biryani. And the meat is so tender. Oh man. That's phenomenal. All right, time to move on to the Balochi shrimp or prawn dish, and that looks like a seriously thick gravy. And wow, I've never had a shrimp dish in Pakistan before, so this is gonna be my first time trying it out. Try to get a couple of them. They're all pretty small. Oh. Wow, that is totally not what I was expecting it to taste like at all. The shrimps are really plump, and that kind of bursts in your mouth, and the flavor of the gravy has this really unique kind of sweetness to it from the tomatoes, and I love the shrimp. Like, it's such a nice change. It's light compared to the fatty mutton, and you gotta get all that sauce with the naan. That is awesome. Okay, so our last dish, this is the mutton chomps.
Yes.
Yes, and you said there's something special about this.
Absolutely. These are mutton Jahangiri chops, which are named after the Mughal Emperor Jahangir, whose tomb is also in Lahore. So these are from the Punjab region. And unlike a lot of chops that are made usually fried or barbecued, these are in a thick gravy, again a lot of tomato base, and definitely worth having.
Wow, okay, so Jahangir chops.
Jahangir chops,
okay.
yeah.
Wow, those look awesome. Look at them. They're just perfect little chops.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's just fell apart. I got a big chunk here. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's so tender. Let's try. Whoa, that is tender. Oh my gosh. Just a really fresh tomato flavor, and you get the natural mutton flavor too. And it's just ridiculously soft. Look at this. To be able to pull this apart with, like, I could just stick my finger through it and it'll just fall apart. That is so, so tender. You can see how stringy it is. Yum. Oh man, the food here has been so good so far. Awesome. Okay, the food there was absolutely incredible. It's an award-winning restaurant and we are loving this hotel, the Serena Islamabad.
Okay, we've hit the streets tonight in Islamabad and we've come straight to this restaurant called New Kabul Restaurant. And they're serving all kinds of different Kabul style Afghan foods, and they have a massive kebab lineup right here. It's all cooking on charcoal. They've got chicken, lamb, beef, chicken tikka kebab. I can see a little bit of tomato on there. It just looks incredible. Super smoky, all on charcoal, smells awesome. And this place is super packed out, so I'm excited to try it out. Besides just the kebabs, they have plenty of other options, and when you hear this noise, you know that it is the kattakat, which is basically all the organs, and they're all mixed up and minced up with tomatoes and all kinds of things, and then it's served like almost like a curry. And they've also got karahi. I can see more kebabs. This place is just crazy, and it's such a smoky restaurant, and this little alley is just full of flames and smoke and delicious smelling food. One thing I love about Pakistan is at these kebab restaurants, you have these massive troughs of charcoal. They've got to be, I don't know, 12, 15 feet long, and you can put hundreds of kebabs on there at one time. So we've got 3 of the dishes that we've ordered, and the first is this beautiful plate of rice. This is the Afghani style pulao. So there's carrots on top, and then all these dried raisins, and then the rice. There should be some meat underneath. And then we've got 2 different types of skewers here. The first is the Afghani tikka, and then the second is the Afghani kebab, this one right here. But I'm gonna go in, first of all, for this. Oh, I can feel there's a big piece of meat underneath there, hiding underneath. Can you see that? There we go. So let me get some of that meat and some of the toppings. It's such an interesting ingredient to have those raisins in there. It's a little bit sour and sweet at the same time. They just burst with juice. The rice is all oily and covered in all the flavors. I didn't really get any of the meat though, so let me go back in here and pull some of the meat apart. Oh man, that is super tender feeling. Perfect. And then I love these carrots. They're like a red carrot. And gotta make sure you get a little bit of those raisins too. That is phenomenal. I could eat that whole plate of rice, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna try the Afghan style tikka. You can see the piece of fat there. It looks like there's quite a bit of cumin. I've got some naan bread. Let me pull this off. And I gotta grab a piece of that fat too. Let's try it like this. Wow, the piece of fat completely melts in your mouth right away, and it's quite salty actually, and just a little bit of cumin, and the dominant flavor is just all that smoke. And I gotta have it with a little bit of raita. So there's raita, and there's also a chutney. Raita is this yogurt here. Have a little bit of that. Oh man, that is just super, super good. Oh man. So this is the Afghan kebab. It's slightly different. It's minced meat, and there's a couple pieces of tomatoes on there as well. Let me pull off one of those. A little bit of raita. Similarly as good, but I would say it's a little bit drier. And I like that tomato in there. It gives a nice burst of fresh, sweet tomato flavor. Yum, what a meal so far. And oh, I just noticed there's another dish on the table over here. This looks like the karahi. Is it chicken karahi?
No, this is also mutton karahi,
okay.
yes.
Wow, let me grab some of this. Bring it over to my plate, and you can see all that tomato in there too. And karahi is just the name of the device that they're cooking it in, but it's also a specific dish. Oh man, that's nice and hot still, super tender. Oh my god. That's good. So that's a totally different flavor profile than the pulao or the kebabs. It's all that vegetable flavor. There's onions in there, tomatoes in there, and then the meat is just cooked perfectly, which is a common theme here at New Kaploo restaurant. All the meat's super tender.
That was some seriously good food. Nice change up from the Western options we were having this morning to some classic local Desi food. And this place is absolutely packed. And right
So it's the end of October here in Gilgit Baltistan, and the leaves on the trees have just started changing colors, and it's absolutely beautiful. You get all these different shades of orange and yellow and red, and we are at the Rumi Yurts here in Minapin. We're going to be having breakfast here. They serve really traditional food, so we're going to have a nice traditional northern Pakistani cuisine breakfast. So we're in the kitchen now, and they have these pots back here that are 150 to 200 years old, and they're made out of stone. They weigh a ton, and they're called gorkon, and they're going to be cooking something in it called a handi. And wow, like seriously, I don't know. That's really heavy, maybe 6-7 kgs.
So it was, this area was really remote and inaccessible. So the people living here, they couldn't really get stuff down from other cities. So then they had to look for stones that weren't very tough, and then they kind of chiseled them into these pots.
Oh, okay.
I think this because more than 100 years old.
More than 100 years old. Wow. How old is this restaurant?
Our restaurant is, I think, this place is started, I think, 2006.
2006.
But before that, we had our own guest house. We started, I think, 1992.
Okay.
The people here, mostly majority, they belong Brusho family. Brusho.
The Brusho family.
Brusho, and their language is Brushiski.
Okay.
In Karachi and Lahore, a handi is, the dish is called handi because it's made in a handi. Even the dish is, the pot is called a handi. Since the pot is called a gorkon here, even the dish is called gorkon.
Okay, makes sense.
It's mutton gorkon. You got mutton gorkon, chicken gorkon.
Okay.
Mutton is also organic because our all cattle are in the mountains. They are grazing from the mountains, you know.
Organic.
So this is organic meat.
Nice.
Only except salt is from bazaar.
Okay.
That's all.
So everything except for salt is
yes.
from your own garden and home, and yeah. Wow.
Bread, you know?
Yeah.
Similar.
Pita. Yeah. Okay. So he's got a special type of flour here that is just explaining this unique process that actually results in it being a little bit naturally sweet, and apparently you can just taste it. It's like dried under apricot leaves. Is that right, Shiraz? It's covered in apricot leaves and then it's dried over a couple of weeks. Dried over a couple of weeks. Okay. So let's try it out. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't taste as bad as regular flour.
No.
It's got this natural.
No, it actually does have a little sweetness to it. It's almost like, tastes like there's been a little bit of powdered sugar or something in there, but it hasn't been. So they're gonna make a special type of bread.
It's like a dessert without sugar.
So we're just going to wait about a half an hour or so to let the gorkan start cooking away. And one thing you'll notice right away is that everybody here is super friendly. Assalamu alaikum. And also that they have something like a 99% literacy rate here in Gilgit Baltistan. So people are very educated, and you'll notice too that they could all speak English very well. And they're speaking a language called Brushishki, which is not the language of Pakistan, which is Urdu. So they have many languages, like tons and tons of languages up here in the north. So it's a very diverse culture, and we're going to see, I guess, some cows. Okay, back into the kitchen to see how they're making the dessert bread with that sweet flour. So this is a really simple dish. It's just that special type of flour that has a unique flavor and water, and then he makes it into a really thick dough, and he doesn't flatten it out, and then he's just put it onto the pan and just frying it slowly on a low heat.
Black tea.
Pakistani tea.
Kind of.
Like this? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, please.
With some sugar in it or without sugar? Sugar.
Yes.
So
they're also going to be preparing us a special type of omelet, so that will be our breakfast today, but we're going to wait, let them finish up cooking, and have some chai. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Super creamy chai, not too sweet, and this property is just outrageously beautiful. You get the mountains in the background, these little yurts that we slept in. We're just waiting for breakfast now. The air is so fresh, peaceful. Love it here. Okay, breakfast is served. This is the gorkan, and we're trying to keep it hot. Holy smokes, that's really hot, but I'll show you inside. That looks absolutely beautiful, and it smells even better, but we're going to dig into their omelet that they've served us, which is called the tien shuro, which is egg pie. So it looks like lots of cilantro on top. It looks like maybe there's some tomato paste on the inside. Yeah, look at that. Oh wow, it looks like a Swiss roll almost. So let me try to dig into that. This is a really unique dish. I've never seen anything served quite like this before. Oh, that is awesome. Delicious. It's got a really nice tangy sour tomato on the inside, and the egg is super fluffy. That's like exactly how I like to eat my eggs, with a little bit of ketchup, but this is like organic, way better than ketchup. And you get a nice black pepper flavor on the top too. Yum, that is really nicely done. It's just a simple omelet, but that's what I love to have for breakfast. So I'm gonna dig into the gorkan now. It's still bubbling away. You can see all of that beautiful mutton. Put a little bit on my plate here and maybe get a little bit of extra sauce
Oh yeah. So I'll dig in, grab some of that meat. Oh, it's super tender. Wow, it's really hot still. That is delicious. So it's really tender mutton, and you get a nice tomatoey flavor. And it's not like a very strong, powerful flavor like you might get in Lahore or Karachi. It's like more toned down, not too spicy. Super, super tender mutton. Oh, it goes nicely with the chapati. So this is the dirham pitti, the unique type of flour mixed with water and then pan fried on both sides, and it is swimming, and I mean swimming, in walnut oil, which is super unique. I did not expect them to serve it to us like that, and whoa, it's crispy. So I'm gonna grab a little bit like this and transfer it in my bowl here, and I'll grab a little bit extra of that oil. Look at all that oil, oh my gosh. And I think we can eat this with the jam, but I'm gonna try it first by itself. I've never seen anything quite like this before. Let's try it. I have no idea what this is gonna taste like right now. Whoa. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. He added no sugar to that, just that special type of flour, and you can taste the sweetness. It's like super crispy on the outside, and then super, super soft, almost like undercooked tasting on the inside. And you get that nice walnut, nutty aroma from the oil. That is such a unique dish. I can't believe there's no sugar added in that. It tastes so sweet. Wow. That dirham pitti was seriously delicious. Only 3 ingredients in there: the special type of flour, water, and the walnut oil. So I thought it wasn't gonna taste like much, but it was a serious flavor bomb. We've been served a cup of rose tea, and it literally smells so strong of rose. It's like a perfume. But the flavor is a little bit more mild. Still can taste the roses in there, and what a way to start the day with this incredible view behind me. Finished off with our amazing brunch and loved our stay here at the Rumi Yurts. We are now going to head to the famous, world famous Hunza Valley. So we've just driven to a place that they call Eagle's Nest, and I just hiked up the hill, which is the highest point here. Wow, in Karimabad, the city we're in, and look at this view over the Hunza Valley. Oh my gosh. So the sun has gone down, the temperature has dropped significantly. It's pretty cold. I'd say it's probably around 5 degrees now.
अच्छा नहीं मैं तो ऐसे ही पढ़ाऊंगा दिखा देता हूँ अच्छा
Okay.
क्वार्ट्स कॉम्बिनेशन में जैसे किस तरह के ये भी क्वार्ट्स कंबाइन ही है from Hunza one is so normal one like this
Okay, so this one's from Hunza and this one's from
Hunza,
Afghanistan?
this one's from Afghanistan
Wow. So we've popped into this shop that has all kinds of different gems. So this area, Gilgit Baltistan, northern Pakistan, has a lot of gem mining. And they have all kinds of different ones, rubies, amethyst, and a bunch of ones I don't know the names to. And this blue one behind me is really beautiful. These ones right here. Such a cool shop. There is so many different things that I would love to buy, but our suitcase can't handle that much. We're gonna keep walking through the bazaar a little bit, and it's time for us to get a proper meal. So we're gonna go to a restaurant and have some traditional Hunza style cuisine. Yummy. So we just watched them prepare a couple different dishes at this small little restaurant that we've come to tonight. We ordered a couple different things. The first is dao dao, which is a noodle soup. So they made a very simple broth using yak meat and some mint, and then he cut the noodles fresh by hand and put them into the broth. And then the second dish we got was also cooked in that gorkan that we had this morning, but this time it's made with really unique ingredients, actually apricot seed paste. So they mashed up the apricot seeds and then they mixed it in with lots of potatoes and also some mint. And then the third dish we ordered was rotis that have been kind of ripped apart and then mixed with yogurt and then mint again. So the ingredients are really simple. There's really not a lot of spices in there, but it's going to be hearty and filling, and I'm excited to try it out. Okay, so Shiraz and I are freezing our asses off out here, but the dao dao has been served, which that's what it's called, right? Dao dao? Yeah. So it's a local noodle soup. This version is with yak meat. And I smell and I see a lot of mint here. I'll serve you. So the mint's pretty unique. I haven't seen a lot of like mint use yet on our trip, so it's gonna
and I've heard that there are different types of dao dao too.
Okay.
So I mean, I've seen them in red, and this one's more yellowy.
Yeah, that's right. And this one's got yak meat in it, which is quite unique. It's quite salty. The meat's actually really tender. Really tender. And they didn't put anything in there, so I'm surprised it's so flavorful.
I like the noodles.
Yeah, the noodles.
I really like the noodles.
They're cooked really nice. Yeah. That'll warm you up.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah. So the rest of the food has arrived. What's the name of this one, Shiraz?
Chogar molida.
Chogar
molida.
Molidar. Okay, so this is like roti that has been ripped up and then mixed with yogurt and onions and mint and cream oil. And oil. Yeah. And then this is, what's the name of this one?
Samak aloo.
Samak aloo. And it's served in that gorkan again, that big stone pot. This one's huge. And let's try this one out first. I'll serve you. So this is potatoes with the apricot seed. Is that right? Apricot seed, like mash or like paste, I guess.
Yeah.
Look at that big. Here, let me get you a little bit more of the
gravy.
The gravy, yeah. There you go.
That looks amazing.
Wow. Again, very simple ingredients in this dish, except for that really unique ingredient, the apricot seed
paste.
Paste, yeah. Let's try it.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's not very strong.
It's not?
No. Like I thought it might be nutty.
I don't even know how to describe what I'm tasting.
Yeah. Let me have another bite. It's very
hot.
Hot, yeah. The potato is soft. It just tastes like a boiled potato, like a mashed potato or something. But it's salty again. But I don't know. Is it nutty?
I think I can taste the apricot seeds.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The common theme here in the north, it seems that the flavors are a lot lighter.
Yeah, definitely.
Than in Karachi or anywhere else, really. Yeah. Okay, last but not least, we have this really unique dish. This one's served cold. What's the name again?
Chogur Mulida.
Okay, so it's the roti, and you put apricot oil in it.
And yogurt.
Lots
and
of yogurt.
cream,
Yeah.
onions, and some mint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty unique dish. Can you find this in Karachi?
No.
No?
And it's served cold, so I'm actually interested to try what it tastes like.
Yeah. Looks pretty good. Let's try it out.
It's salty. Quite.
It's cold. Like 1 degrees, because that's what it is outside. Super creamy. I like the mint flavor.
Yeah, way different.
Very different. I don't know if I could eat a lot of that. It's so rich with the yogurt. The chapati's chewy.
You taste the apricot oil?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yep. It's almost like a little
Quite
fruity.
potent. Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of like some kind of salad, maybe. Like a, I don't know what I'm talking about. Finished off with breakfast, and wow, what a magical view this is. You can just sit there for hours watching the clouds roll over the mountaintops and seeing the locals working in their gardens. So for lunch today, we've come to a very special little kind of street food stall here in Karimabad, Hunza. It's called Hunza Food Pavilion, and it's run by a woman named Lal Shahzadi. So owned by women, and the women are cooking here, and they serve a couple traditional dishes. One that I know we're gonna try is chap shuro, but yeah, we're gonna order some up. I'm really excited. Everyone's so friendly here. Let's go see how they cook the food. So how long have you had this restaurant?
Restaurant 10 years.
How many?
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah,
10 years.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
10 years.
So you always live in Hunza?
Yeah, I live in Hunza.
Okay.
I all things are making organic. I making chap shuru.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, fine. I'm cooking walnut and apricot oil.
You cook the chap shuro with the
chap shuro, yeah,
oil?
local, yeah, walnut and apricot oil. Foreigners like my food. Some people not like spicy. When I said inside you like spicy, not people say little spicy. Some people like little spicy. Yeah. Green chili inside using, not red chili. Red chili is not good for health. Green chili is not problem for health.
Okay.
Yeah, but inside material organic. I am agriculture training train in Japan. All materials are training, organic training with Japan.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I am selected agriculture with JICA. I am going to Japan. No, my money, but agriculture department and local support organization LSOs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you like Japan?
Yeah, Japanese people hard working.
Yeah.
Time management, only time management very good in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, time management.
Yeah.
We are Pakistani, our time management not good. Time management not good. In Japan, people train time.
Yeah.
And working time, eating time, sleeping time. Everything is time.
So this one is what?
A chap shuro. Inside coriander, mint, onion, green chili, saffron, and garlic, or mint, and the cooking walnut and apricot oil.
Wow. So what is the meat?
Meat, local chicken inside.
Chicken. Okay.
Chicken, yeah. Sometime I making in the yak meat, sometime mutton, or sometime local chicken. गाँव के लिए क्योंकि हाँ बेटा मैं ज़ाया नहीं कराती हूँ making much food I said no because it's not enough I making everything fresh when not enough I making again for you when less not good yeah
Nope, that's okay.
Yeah, when the first time I am first ladies in Hunza, business starting is Oman business starting. This time many women working starting, but I am first ladies. And yeah, this time said why you starting business? You are a woman. No parda, you understand parda? This is no parda. Male friends are making you. Why you? The people disturb me first when I am starting business. Many people disturb me. I am not listen to another people. I am working starting.
Yeah.
This time I am not famous in Pakistan. I am world famous. High message came here. They like my food. Yeah.
So now you're very successful.
Yeah. And before people disturb me, why you starting this business? Why you are woman? I am first ladies in Honda, and this hoteling starting business. बेटा आप पहले आए थे छोटे थे आप कब आए थे तो पिछले साल आए थे ना या इससे पहले
आंटी मैं बस अभी जुलाई में तो मुशाहिद मुझे यहाँ पे जुलाई
क्या जुलाई को कहाँ गई थी बेटा मैं जुलाई को तो थी
हमारी फैमिली आई थी तो शायद कि हमारी तो शायद
खाया था बेटा और दो क्या थे कोल्ड ड्रिंक कहाँ से लाए इससे 120 हालत हुआ 550 750 हो गई बाजी.
So we were just meeting and speaking with the owner, Lal Shahzadi. She was telling us about how she was the first woman to start a business here in Hunza, to start a restaurant, and she had a lot of trouble at the beginning. People would come here and say that you can't do this because you're a woman, and she just kept working, and now her restaurant is very successful. And a lot of people say it's the best food in all of Hunza. So she's got a little area of seating inside with maybe 8 seats, and then on the outside she's just added this extension with tons more seating, and she's making the chapshuro, which is 2 pieces of flattened dough, which she makes at lightning speed with a crazy technique with the rolling pin, super fast. So she flattens out 2 pieces of dough and then fills it with a mixture, this time with chicken, but you can get it with yak meat and also mutton. And there's tons of different spices in there. And then she pinches it in a really unique way all the way around and then fries it on the frying pan. And she actually uses organically made by herself almond and apricot oil, and she pours a little bit of extra oil on top, fries it on both sides, and it comes out golden crispy. And we're also getting a cheese chapati. But such an amazing story, really heartwarming to hear that she was able to successfully open this restaurant and thrive. And she was also telling us about how she traveled to Japan to learn about organic growing of vegetables and making the organic oils, and now she's training the people in the village. So it's quite an amazing story from such a humble background.
I'm making bruise paneer and with inside some materials inside.
Oh. Okay, wow. Local walnuts.
Paneer. This is cheese.
That's paneer.
Inside coriander, mint, onion, green chili, and a mixture inside. How much is it? It's a thalo lulu. This is not how many. This is my own recipe.
So the cheese chapati is not a simple cheese and chapati. It's got a lot of different ingredients in there. So she crushed up some fresh walnuts, and she's got some crushed apricot seeds, and then she mixed it with the paneer cheese and a little mixture of some green chilies, coriander, and some spices. And then she's gonna put that in between the 2 chapatis and fry it up. Wow, that sounds really, really good. Oh, it smells so good.
It smells so good. Oh, okay.
When this is soft.
Okay, makes it soft.
Yeah.
So that's not crispy.
This is organic, not on.
So we're sitting down now outside. We've got the cheese chapati, which has this incredible mixture. She served us some on the side. That's all those apricot seeds ground up with the walnuts and some coriander, spices, and then it's all in paneer, cheese, cottage cheese. And then this is the really famous dish here in Hunza, the chapshuro. which is stuffed with a mixture of chicken. And just check out the outdoor setting here. It's absolutely beautiful. My mouth is watering. Let's dig in. So you can see that it's quite oily on the outside, but you don't have to worry about this being unhealthy because it's all organic and you can smell that apricot oil. It's really like fruity. Oh man. Wow. So the chapatis are not crispy. They're actually really soft because you kind of steam them for a minute at the end. And then you get that nice tangy paneer on the inside, and it's really strong with the apricot oil, which reminds me of like an almond milk or something. It's got a fruitiness to it. Yum. Oh man, that's awesome. Okay, moving on to the chapshuro, and you can see this nice kind of woven design on the outside, and this one's stuffed with local chicken, all kinds of spices, mint in there, and she served us some of this paneer on the side, so you can kind of go for a little dip. Let's try it out. This is gonna be great. That is bursting with flavor. The chicken is really good, and you can taste quite a bit of cumin in there. There's some fresh mint, and it's a thicker dough on the outside than the chapati for sure. Whew, it's got a little bit of a spice to it, but she said it's got green chilies in it and not red chilies because the green chilies are good for you. Red chilies are not so good for you apparently. So she's really thinking of your health and caring for you, which is amazing. So Lal Shahzadi herself brought us out a nice bowl of some almonds. There's dried apricots. I see some of the apricot seeds there. And this is something that traditionally they'll do here in the north when a guest is visiting their home. And she's just been so friendly to us. And I want to say one thing, if you guys are planning to come here, you have to eat all of the food. So don't order too much. You can order more after if you're still hungry, but you have to eat all the food. It's all organic, so much love into the food, so much care, and what an experience. It's all so delicious. So we've arrived to the wedding location, and wow, they picked a really good one. There is some beautiful mountain views, and no idea really what's gonna happen, but I've heard these Pakistani weddings can get pretty crazy. And what we just saw was a room full of yak meat. So they boiled it yesterday, and it's literally a whole room full. That's gonna be used to prepare some of the dishes, and I think we're gonna go see what else they're cooking for tonight's dinner.
Now they will, it's the butter.
Oh, that's butter.
Already the hot water is here. Let's just mix the butter here.
Oh, okay. So it's just the water and butter?
Water and butter.
Okay. So they've got a little outdoor kitchen down here, cooking on wood fire, and they just mixed in a big thing of butter with some hot water, and they've got a huge yak's head down here too, big horns, and yeah, everyone's standing around hanging out. It's pretty exciting stuff. So yak.
Yeah.
Yak head. Wow.
Everyone just follow me.
Assalamu alaikum.
Come and sit here.
Okay, so now we're sitting down with some of the family members, and we have some of the food. This one you call butt?
But yes.
Butt. Okay, so it's basically just wheat that's been cooked in water and butter.
Yeah, water and butter.
Yeah, and it smells really strong of butter. You can smell the local butter. So I'll grab a spoon. Thank you.
And this is the...
Oh, and put extra... This is what? Apricot oil. Oh, of course, yes. Okay, so butter, apricot oil, and wheat. Let's try it out. Oh, it's warm. Yum. It's good. It's like a pudding, but it tastes really buttery. Very, very strong of butter, and you can taste the oil. Yum. Try this. What do you call this one?
Galmandi.
Galmandi. Oh.
Just layer by layer. including this chicken.
Okay, so is there some, what is this, butter probably on this?
Butter with local cheese.
With local cheese, oh, on the inside, okay.
And apricot oil.
And apricot oil?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can taste the cheese on the inside. And simple and good and good. It's quite
We do have a lot of apricots around.
Roll?
Growl.
Okay. And it is like almost like a pancake? Like a...
Yeah. Yes, it's pancake.
Okay.
So this is gyaling. It's just called grill in their language.
Okay, grill.
It's a different language
so
here.
It's the same thing we had for breakfast as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just eat it by itself?
Yeah. And you put some apricot oil.
Okay. Like dip?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Dip.
Okay. That apricot oil is so good. We're eating a lot of it here. I love it. It's got such a nice flavor. So outside they're cooking with the old butter.
Butter,
And they're making a similar dish to this, but they're using an aged butter.
The taste will be a bit
4 years old.
3 years, 4 years, 2 years.
And that's what we saw them pouring into the
That's
water
very
outside.
strong.
We're gonna go see the rest of the cooking. We just finished having a little snack with everyone, meeting everyone. It's quite the experience.
Yeah.
So we've just came back to the outdoor kitchen setup here, and this is where they're cooking that dish that we just tasted, the butt. But they're doing it a little bit differently here, and the process is really slow and unique. So he has a low flame underneath, wood flame, and there's one guy who's grabbing handfuls of flour and putting little by little in while another guy slowly churns it, and it's going to make it into this nice texture that we saw inside. But you can't just pour it all in at once or it won't turn out the right way, so it's going to take them at least an hour to do this, and they're doing it in such a massive pot. So they're actually making 2 massive pots of this butt, and this right here is that aged cheese, which they actually bury underneath the ground and age it for many years, and it has a strong smell. So he's just heating it up now because it's cold out and it's kind of solidified. So now they have 2 men stirring that pot of butt, and they're adding the flour a lot faster now, and it's really starting to change the consistency and thicken up. And we're going to be eating it, I guess, with the yak meat that has been boiled just on top, and that's the meal, and eat it with probably some chapatis. And we're waiting right now for the bride and groom to arrive. Apparently they're about an hour away. But to tell you the truth, I have no idea. I am totally lost. We are just going with the flow and enjoying it. This was not on the itinerary today at all, but no complaints because I'm loving it. So a lot of guests are arriving. There was already probably 70 or 80 people here, and supposedly there's another 70, 80 people coming, so there's going to be well over 150 people here. And you can see the women are arriving. They're bringing gifts, they're bringing food. They're pretty much all from this village, but also the extended family coming from all over Pakistan. So we're back inside, still waiting for the bride and groom to arrive. We're warming up with a cup of chai, and I'm sitting with the grandmother here of the groom, and she's just offered us some bread here. I guess it's just like a fried bread, it looks like. Maybe dip it in the chai? Or? Yeah, sure. This is quite the experience.
Yeah.
Super crunchy. Okay, there's got to be 200 people here at least, and the bride and groom have just arrived. It's starting to get pretty crazy, so let's go. Look at this. Oh. So we just came into the house, and the groom and the bride entered the house, and they were given an offering of some bread and some milk, and they just tasted the milk quickly. It's tradition, and now I guess we're on with more traditions. So after a good hour and a half at least of dancing, now it's time for the groom to go out and do a dance. There's been a lot of music, a lot of dancing. Okay, the groom has danced, and now the next step is to eat. So they're bringing in big buckets full of that butt that we cooked up earlier. And yeah, I guess it's time to taste it. And what an experience tonight has been already. I mean, the food is nothing compared to what we just experienced. So the dining room is absolute madness. There's got to be at least 40 people sitting around circles, and they're bringing out the different dishes on these big platters. So you got the big chunks of yak meat, the butt, and then there's a separate dining room for the bride and groom, and we've come to our own little room, and they've just brought us some food. Okay, I'm gonna give it a try. It is super like gooey, and you can smell that aged butter that they put into it. You can taste it too. It's strong. It's got a potent butter flavor, but other than that, it's kind of flavorless.
It's almost like blue cheese.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a strong cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Jackets on.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So we're on the beautiful Attabad Lake now, just took out the boat, and there are these gorgeous mountains surrounding us, and the water is this brilliant blue color. And there's really actually a sad story behind this lake. So it formed because of an earthquake that occurred. 20 people actually died because of this earthquake, and the lake started filling up over a period of 8 months, and below this lake there's an entire village that has been completely covered in the lake. So it is a sad story. Now they're developing around this area and it's becoming a tourism hotspot. Sad, but certainly beautiful now. That happened back in 2010, so it's actually very recent. Finished off on the boat. That was awesome, and we had pretty well the entire lake, which is massive, to ourselves, and this is untouched beauty here, and I don't think it's going to stay that way for long, so definitely visit Pakistan. So we've come to get some lunch at a little restaurant called the Yak Grill, and as soon as you arrive here, you're just going to be blown away by the massive mountains behind it. So the mountains behind it are called the Pasu cones. They're famous for their really unique cone-like shape, and as you can imagine, this place is specializing in yak, and I think we're gonna get some burgers, yak burgers. So it's a really small little place, but just check out those views. Incredible. Let's go in.
So we've ordered up 2 different dishes. We ordered, of course, their burger, which is a minced yak meat. He puts cheese on top of it and then it's served on a toasted bun. And then we also ordered his yak chili dry, which is like a Chinese style dish where he sliced some really thin cuts of yak meat, fried it up with a bunch of different vegetables, super big flame, and then that's served with a fried rice as well. So just sitting outside, have incredible views, waiting for the food. So this is the chili dry, which is usually beef, but here, of course, at the yak grill, they're making it with yak. There's corn, mushrooms, green chilies, bell peppers, carrots, and then it's served with fried rice, egg fried rice. And then this is the beauty of a burger. Check that out. Oh man, my mouth is watering. There's onions, I see, some sauce, that cheese is melted, and that's quite a thick cut burger. Let's try it out. Yak burger with incredible views. Oh man, yum. Look how juicy that is. It's a thick burger, super juicy on the inside. You definitely get a little bit of a hint of some yak, which I don't really know how to explain, and then you get nice fresh crunch from the onions in there, and then nice cheese. Wow, that's good. And the sauce is like a tangy mayo. That burger did not last long at all, and I've moved on to the yak chili dry. Get some of that yak meat, some fried rice. That's actually really good. It's covered in oyster sauce, so it's got a little bit of a sweetness, and then there's definitely some heat in there. It is spicy. Nice with the fried rice too. There are a lot of little hidden gems around the Attabad Lake area, and one of them is located up on top of this hill, and it's a little cafe called Glacier Breeze, and they are famous for selling an apricot cake that we have heard is really delicious, so we're gonna go get one right now. So this is a super homey little cafe on top of a hill, and they are super famous, as I mentioned, for their apricot cake, and we just ordered one. I thought we were getting a slice, but they brought out an entire cake, and it smells incredible. So check it out right here. It's like a really soft looking cake with tons of apricots. Oh man, it's packed full of apricots. So, oh, that feels so moist. Let's try it out. Whoa, that is no joke. Super soft cake, creamy apricots, and a little bit sour, and there must be like maybe some cinnamon or some spice in there. It tastes really fresh and good. Like it tastes like definitely they just baked it this morning for sure. And I love those apricots. They're really creamy. Yum. Such a quaint little cafe and really tasty apricot cake. Really friendly owner too. Definitely check it out if you're in the Attabad Lake area. They have lots of other foods as well. And there's so much to see here. We're gonna go check out a suspension bridge, which I've heard is somewhat exhilarating. So let's go see it. So this is the Husseini suspension bridge. It's a bridge that's just got a couple, maybe a foot or a foot and a half gap between every single step, and apparently they're gonna clip you on, so it's gonna be completely safe. Slight change of plans. The guy who straps you in is not here, so we're just gonna go without it. Oh wow, the gaps are pretty big actually. So it's definitely scary. The gaps are not equal, so some of them are way bigger than others, and the boards are all kind of
mix match sizes, and you go over patches of water and patches of rock. It's not very high, but yeah, you definitely don't want to fall. Oh man, going over the water is even scarier, I think. Alright, made it. That was pretty exhilarating. Actually not too scary, but mainly just the condition of the bridge is what is scary. So that was the Husseini suspension bridge, really cool, and once again there was nobody there. We had the entire place to ourselves. So now we're going to head to a restaurant for dinner that's serving trout, which is really famous, and it comes just from these rivers here.
अभी कुछ नहीं कर रहे
You wash them again?
Yeah. Same size.
Yeah, same size. So we've got two pretty good sized trout. They came right out of the fish farm, but you can also see beside the fish farm there's a stream, like a natural stream, and there's tons of trout living there. So they are indigenous to this area. We're gonna take them back to the restaurant now and cook them up.
viene viendo.
Asada, ¿quieres sacar para ahí?
Pues no matar.
Nice. So we're back at the restaurant now. They first clean the fish with some fresh mountain water right on the side of the road, and then they brought them back into the kitchen and butterfly cut them. And we're going to be cooking two different dishes. The first is karahi, fish karahi, and then we're going to have fish fry. So they first just boiled the fish. So they need some fresh vegetables for the food we're cooking, and just like everywhere we've seen here in the north, it's going to be organic. So we're heading to the garden to, I guess, pick some fresh veggies.
It's all over organic.
So for the karahi, he started with a base of ginger garlic paste, and then he added those organic tomatoes to it, and then just a little bit of water, and then they cooked that down, reduced it until it's a thick gravy, and then he started adding in all of the spices, starting with some salt, quite a lot of black pepper, coriander seeds, a karahi masala, and a fish masala, and then he added the fish, which was shredded. The bones were removed, and he even sliced thinly the fish skin to add into that karahi. And then for the fish fries, very simple. He doesn't even bread the fish. It's just a little bit of salt dropped in the oil. I think it's gonna be really good, just waiting for it to arrive now. Fish karahi was incredible, and inside here we have the incredibly delicious looking fish fry. So he only put a little bit of salt on it at the first, but obviously at the end he has completely coated it in masala. So super crispy looking. Oh man, that looks incredible. Rip a piece off. Oh, and it just completely detaches from the skin, super easy. And I've also got looks like a lime. Go for a little squeeze of lime. Let's try this. Yum. Oh, it's still moist on the inside. Super crispy on the outside. Go with the lime too. That's great.
You got a little friend too.
Oh yeah, I know. You want a little piece of fish? Might be a little spicy for her. So this local coffee, they call it, but there's no coffee in it whatsoever. There's 6 different ingredients. Sea buckthorn, almond oil, and 4 other ingredients that we don't know the English names to, but you can see obviously there's milk in it as well, and there's some kind of floaty stuff on the top. It smells really nice. It almost smells like chocolatey. It's reminding me of the smell of hot chocolate in Oaxaca. Let's try it out. Whoa, that's really good. It's really creamy, and yeah, it tastes chocolatey, nutty, a little nutty and a little chocolatey. It's sweet for sure. It's not like a herbal tea like I was kind of expecting. We've definitely had some pretty incredible chai stops on this trip, but this one's got to be up there with the top most beautiful places I've ever had a cup of tea. And one thing I really love about the north here in Pakistan, nothing's commercialized, so you can come down, sit right beside the river, like literally right beside the river, and have a, you know, a really affordable cup of chai. There's not like a huge restaurant here, and they're not charging ridiculous prices, and you can just soak in the views and relax. And you can rest assured that the chai is always delicious. So we've also got ourselves a plate of pakora, which are just deep fried breaded goodies. There's potatoes, there's green chilies. I'm trying to find one that looks like a green chili. Oh yeah, this is definitely a chili, you can see. And go for a little dip. It's like maybe just like a ketchup or some chutney. Yum. Really simple, a lot of flavor in that batter. Okay, finished off in the Suk Valley. We are now going to head into the Katpana Desert. It's a cold desert, so it's not going to be like stifling hot. It's actually amazing temperature here, and that's where we're going to be cooking up some traditional Pakistani, northern Pakistani food. So we've made it out to the Katpana Desert. This is such a unique place. You would not expect to see this in a mountainous area. It's just this kind of brownish gray sand dunes as far as the eye can see, surrounded by snow-capped peaks. And we've come to a little place called Glamp, Pakistan. We're just gonna check into our room for the night, and then we're gonna start cooking dinner. So the Glamp is right on the edge of the desert. So you can see over here, it's quite green, and there's even a little bit of a lake. But on this side is all sand dunes, so we're definitely gonna check that out in a little bit. So here in the north, one of the most popular meat options is yak, and we've been eating a lot of it, and tonight we're having more of it. We're having yak ribs. So first he started by boiling them for a while, and then he put them on a tawa, which is like a frying pan with a little bit of oil, and then just added some masalas, and he put a little bit of soy sauce on there, and then he's gonna kind of let that fry away for a little bit, and then I guess they're gonna kind of smoke it too, so we'll see. So additionally, he sauteed some vegetables with a little bit of garlic and butter, and he actually smoked those ribs with a piece of charcoal they put right directly in the tawa and then covered it up, get it nice and smoky. So time to eat. So these are yak ribs. They are absolutely huge. You can see all the sauteed vegetables here, and then he's actually served it with an apricot sauce on the side, which sounds really good. But first I just want to try it as is and just check out the size of these things. I mean, it's from a yak, so it's gonna be huge. Look at that. That has a ton of meat on it. It looks really good. Let's go in for a bite. Whoa. That is so soft, oh my God. Completely falls apart in your mouth. And you taste the chili flakes on there. It's a little bit salty, and it's super, super juicy. But I can't get over how tender that is. Like, watch this. That is effortless chewing. Oh my God, wow. So I've got some of this apricot sauce here, which is pretty interesting to have with this, but let's try it out and see how it tastes. And there's a ton of meat on these ribs. It's sweet and fruity, a little bit tangy, but beyond anything, the best part of this is how seriously tender it is. That is so fall off the bone. Wow, and they're huge. It's delicious. So I'm not much of a golfer, but this is pretty cool. Hitting balls into the desert. This is like the most beautiful driving range I've ever seen. So let's give it a try. Swing and a miss. Damn it. What a beautiful setting for breakfast, and we have some incredible food. So the main dish we have here is a local buckwheat pancake called kasir. That's this on the bottom here, and then on top of it, it's been served with a omelet with some cheese. Looks like there's a little, I think that's a sausage, tomato, some sauce, and then there's a little hash brown over here, and that looks like an apricot jam. And then we've got a plate of local fruit, apples from their garden, apricots, and then these are little tiny apples apparently. I've never tried one that small before. And then apple juice, which of course also fully organic from their garden. Everything here looks incredible, and the setting is just as beautiful. So let's dig in. Okay, so let me go in with a little bit of the omelet and some of this kasir, the buckwheat pancake, which is a local Balti style dish. And I'm guessing that's gonna be apricot oil on it too. Let's try.
So that buckwheat pancake is really thick, it's dense. There's some like crunchy pieces of the buckwheat in there, and then served with a nice cheesy, fluffy omelet on top. But I think that was actually honey, and it tasted really good with a little bit of sweetness. So let me put a little bit of this apricot jam on there with it and just try the kasir by itself. It's like a thick pancake, and that jam is just so good. A little bit sour, yum. Okay, I'm really interested in trying out one of these little tiny apples here. I've never seen ones quite this small. Ooh, they're sour. Oh, they're very sour. But yeah, the texture is the exact same as a regular apple. Look at that, that's really unique. That was an incredible breakfast, and just finishing things off with a nice cup of coffee. The temperature here today is perfect, and there is a lot to explore here at the Kaploo Palace, so we're gonna take a little tour around the property. So we have an awesome tour guide from the Serena Hotel showing us around the beautiful Kaploo Palace, and this place has a really unique history. It actually used to be originally constructed on top of a mountain that you can see from the courtyard that we're standing in right now. You can see the little bits of foundation, so it was originally built up top on the mountain, but then in 1840 they brought the pieces down to where it is now, and that's because it was peaceful then. Islam was in the region, and they decided they didn't need the safety of being on top of the mountain, so they brought it down and reconstructed it here in 1840. And you can see all the intricate designs on the outside. It's got all these wood carvings and then this white facade. It's absolutely beautiful. We're gonna go inside and see what else it has to offer. One thing you'll notice inside the fort is that a lot of the doors are really small, and they have 3 reasons for that. The first is for safety, the second is for the climate control, and the third is for respect, so you kind of bow when entering inside the palace. So besides just checking out the really intricate architecture and design of the palace, it's also kind of a museum, and there's some artifacts that have been left over from the royal family, such as the Queen's jewelry and some of their old clothing, like their shoes. Really, really cool to see.
Raja Sahab, idhar बैठे massive तख्त को क्या बोलते हैं? उसी वो दरवाजे के ऊपर जी। Oh, so when the royal family was up at night, they would shut the doors and the guards would sleep on these doors.
Oh, so no one would get out.
So no one would get out.
So probably the coolest part of this entire palace is that it's actually a really nice hotel at the same time. This room is probably my favorite of all. It's for the guests at the hotel only, so that's another benefit of staying here, is you get to see more of the palace. There's this beautiful walnut wood door, and then we have this amazing view with these 8 intricately carved windows, and then the ceiling is also carved and hand painted. Views over the beautiful autumn colors, and there's nice seating on the ground. Okay, and the final part of the tour of the palace is the rooftop. I'm guessing there's gonna be some incredible views up here. Oh yeah. So from the rooftop here, you can see all kinds of these different mountain peaks, and not far from here are a couple borders. So over these mountains here is Ladakh, the Indian border, and then over these mountains here is the Chinese border. And actually, if you climb this mountain right over here, you'll get a view of several mountains, including K2, the second largest mountain in the world. So there are some serious giants around here, and I love the autumn colors. You get all these yellows, greens, oranges, and wow, it's just stunning up here. So we're sitting down for lunch now, and the first dish has just arrived. It's a local soup called chappal, and it's using millet, and it looks like there's lots of fresh vegetables and herbs, probably most, if not all, from their garden. You can see the little millet in there. Yum. Oh, really light flavor. Doesn't taste like any of the other soups we've had in Pakistan. It actually tastes so home cooked and reminds me of like my grandmother's cooking. It's really simple but delicious, hearty.
Local mamtu. Mamtu means local dumpling.
Yeah, local dumpling.
Say local mamtu. Mamtu means dumpling.
So second course has arrived, and check out the presentation here. This is mum too. So there's a dumpling underneath there. It's stuffed with chicken. It's been topped with some garnishes, and there's a sauce on the bottom and a lime right here. And he's told me that I should put a little bit of lime on there. And this is obviously a fancy version of what is a very local dish in this region. So let me, oh, lost all my toppings, but oh man, that looks super, super juicy. Oh, my mouth is watering. Let's try. That is so, so, so good. The sauce is where most of the flavor is coming from. It's got a hit of spice. I think it's like a thick, dark soy sauce, and then definitely quite a bit of vinegar in there. You can taste that sour, acidic flavor. And the dumpling itself is super juicy. Nice wrapper on the outside. Oh, that's awesome. Just one big, beautiful, plump dumpling. So our next dish is a local salad called 4-4 salad, and it's actually using like some kind of a pasta you can see right here, and then there's a lemon and apricot oil dressing. It's really interesting, like a pasta salad. I haven't had that in Pakistan before. It's just a refreshing light salad. Again, it reminds me of like my grandmother's cooking, like almost like a Canadian pasta salad. Not much different. So check out this really interesting looking dish. It's called murzan, and it's a buckwheat that has been boiled in water. This is the buckwheat here, and then this is a local butter on the inside, and then on the outside is apricot oil, you can see. So I guess what you could do is just go in with your fingers, grab a little bit. Oh, it's like Play-Doh consistency, and then you can decide to dip in the apricot oil, but I'm gonna go with a little bit of the local butter. Wow, that's awesome. The butter tastes so good. It's like a mild butter flavor. It's not really strong, and it's got a really creamy consistency, and then there's some onions in there as well, so you can taste that. Let's go in for another little scoop, and I'm gonna try some of that apricot oil on the outside, which is one of my favorite ingredients we keep eating here. Yeah, it's a little nutty, a little fruity. Yum. Wow. So what is in this one? Mutton?
Mutton apsha.
Mutton apsha.
Yes.
Okay. So this next dish is called apsha. There is chunks of mutton in here. There is chilies. It's in a very thin, it's like a soup. It's not really a gravy. And I'm just gonna take this piece and put it on my plate. And it's also got quite a lot of oil. And we've got, this is a roti. So one thing you'll notice here in the north is that the flavors are much, much subtler than in the south. And the meat in this dish is really, really tender. And I want to go in maybe just with my spoon and just try like some of this soup by itself without the chapati. Let's try it. Oh yeah. Oh, there's a ton of flavor in there. Yum. that is really good. It's really rich, meaty broth. Yep. Okay. We are having tons of dishes, just doing a little taste test.
Local proposal.
So the lovely folks here at the Serena are bringing us out tons of dishes to try. So the next one here is called prapu, and it's actually like a pasta apparently made with buckwheat, and then it's covered in a walnut sauce. Oh yeah, that's like a super soft. Oh, I see it now. Okay, it's interesting. Let's try that. So the prapu, the pasta, is almost just like a dumpling without any filling. It's just a thick buckwheat flour, and then that creamy sauce on top, a little bit nutty and a little bit sweet. Yeah, that's actually amazing. Look at that. Big chunks of pasta. We are finished off with lunch, and for dessert we have something called fudding butt, and it is a boiled apricot mash, and then it's been topped with some crushed almonds, and it looks like a little bit of cream on the side here. Let's try it out. Ooh, so many apricots here. It's a little sour, a little bit sweet. It's creamy, but you get the crunch from the almonds. The apricots here are so high quality. You can just taste them, so pure and sour. I love it. Oh, that's really good. Finished off with our lunch and dessert. What a place to have it too. That is one of many different spots you can dine and just chill here in Serena Kaploo Palace.
So on one side of the street is the restaurant that's serving the harissa, which is a pounded meat and wheat mixture that he fries up and then mixes in quite a bit of desi ghee. And then on the other side of the street, they have a kind of automatic conveyor belt naan making machine that it's just pumping out these naans, and that's what we're gonna eat the harissa with.
So here in Pakistan, they actually call naan kulcha in the morning when they cover it in all these sesame seeds. So this is actually kulcha with tons of black and white sesame seeds, or maybe they're actually just white sesame seeds that have been toasted, I think. And over here we have the harissa. So there's lots of lentils, lots of bone marrow, there's mutton, and then wheat as well. And then he's covered it in probably like 1.5 inches of ghee, desi ghee. So you can see this super thick consistency. And actually we had something very similar to this called haris in the UAE. But let's give this one a try. The ghee is really strong. There is a little bit of spice inside and masala, but it's very light on flavor. This is more of like a energizing breakfast here in Punjab. It's kind of goopy, but really, I love the kulcha. It's so good.
That's a heavy breakfast. It's like the desi porridge. Lots of ghee on there. Before we hit the road to the village, there is a special type of tea called Kashmiri chai that we want to try at this famous little shop right here. Kashmiri chai is a very famous Pakistani winter drink, and it's characteristic by its pink color, which they originally achieved by boiling down green tea leaves for hours and hours and hours until it actually starts to turn a little bit red. So he's using milk and green tea, and then he actually mixes in a little bit of cardamom powder and then sugar. And the interesting thing here is that he's using salt too. So it's sweet and salty. And I love this shop. It's a 40-year-old shop, and he's got all hand-painted signs and menu. We're gonna get one of the very first cups of Kashmiri chai of the day. Kashmiri chai has been served. You can see that deep pink color, and the way that he serves it is he takes a little bit of the froth from the milk, puts it on top almost like a cappuccino, and then sprinkles a little bit of crushed almonds and pistachios on top of that. And as I mentioned, there's salt and sugar inside of this. Let's give it a try. Oh my. That is heaven in a cup. That is the perfect drink. It's balanced with the sweetness and the saltiness. I know it might sound weird that there's salt in it, but it really, really works well, and it's what makes this drink really good. And then you get frothy, crunchy from the almonds. That is like my favorite drink I think I've ever had. Oh man, I gotta learn to make this at home. We've driven about maybe 45 minutes outside of Gujan Walla. We've made it to the village. Lots of kids here. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello, Tico. Hello.
So we're seeing all the different animals they have here. They've got chickens, lots of cattle, some goats, and they even have this baby, only 4 days old cow here. They've got an entire farm out back here with lots of different greens growing, and I think we're gonna pick some ingredients for what we're gonna have for lunch today. They've got some radishes growing here, and they've asked me to pick one for them, so I guess this one is ready to go. Oh yeah, nice radish. They just used a donkey to bring in some fresh grass that they are cutting up using a machine. That will be the feed for all their animals. It's quite a traditional way of life here on the countryside of Punjab. Good. Say cheese. So we were told that for some of the people here, we're the first foreigners they've ever seen. So I'm guessing the drone is gonna definitely be the first drone they've ever seen. So a full-blown party just broke out here in this Punjabi village. There was drumming, like the deepest kind of thunder-sounding drums I've ever heard, and lots of dancing, people throwing money, people spinning around in circles. They had some moves, and that music was insane. We've heard a lot of traditional music from around the world, but I honestly think that that was probably the best sounding one I've ever heard. And incredible dance moves. Wow. This guy, you had all the moves.
Yeah.
You're a good dancer. Good dance. So the show is finished. That was absolutely incredible, and they just brought out these, which are called charsi, which means 4 legs, and it's kind of like a traditional bed here in Pakistan. I think we're going to be eating on them, and I think that it's almost time to eat lunch. Lunch is served. We've got some saag, which is spinach that's been kind of pureed and mixed with a lot of spices, and this is makai roti, which is a corn bread, corn roti. I'll go for a little dip in the saag and give it a try. Yum. It's like super, super creamy spinach, and it's definitely not spicy. It's just got a natural flavor to it. And then you can tell that that's made with corn. It's got a corn flavor to it, the maki roti. Nice and crispy too at the same time. Served nice and piping hot right here in the village with the cows in the background. Let's go for one more bite. That is actually really, really yummy. I love the saag. It's super creamy. This is some serious village food, Punjabi village food, and we've got quite the audience watching us here. Assalamu alaikum. So after about a 6-hour drive, we made it to the capital city of Pakistan, Islamabad, and we don't have too much time to explore tonight because it's getting quite late. We've come to a very famous restaurant though called Savor Foods, and they serve basically only one thing, and that's the pulao. So we're going to order that up and have that for dinner tonight. So our pulao has arrived. We've got this, which is shami kebab, which is minced beef with lentils and fried up, and then a nice piece of chicken over here too. I'm gonna try to break off a piece of the chicken. And pulao is different than biryani because it's actually cooked in the broth with minimal spices, so it's a little bit less tame, or more tame I should say, than biryani. Let's try it out. The rice is significantly less oily than most biryanis that I've tried. There's definitely still flavor, but it is more subtle. Chicken actually is a little bit dry. But let's try out the shami kebab, the beef kebab with the lentils here, which is a really interesting texture. Try that. The shami kebab has a really interesting dry minced texture to it. It's somewheres in between being just like a hamburger and being like a vegetable patty. And it goes really nice with the rice actually. And I can't say it's my favorite rice dish that I've had so far in Pakistan, but it is definitely hearty and a nice way to finish off our day here in Pakistan. What is this, paratha?
Yes, it's potato egg paratha.
Egg paratha, okay.
It can become cheese paratha.
Cheese paratha too?
Every paratha.
Okay, thank you so much. For breakfast before we leave Lahore today, we're having paratha, which is a classic bread stuffed with a number of different things. They're famous for particularly their potato,
but they also have radish, cauliflower, all kinds of different vegetables. You can even get egg, cheese, different things like that. And they're cooking them up fresh and making them fresh. They're also cooking up a mean looking omelet here with tons of veg, lots of green chilies, and he used like 30 eggs to cook it on the massive frying pan. Okay, this is my aloo paratha, the potato paratha, and you can see that it's kind of busting open over here, and if we flip it back you can see all that potato, and I can see some red chilies in there, some cilantro, all kinds of spices, nice and crispy on the outside. And then we've got a portion of their omelet, which is more really like a scrambled egg, and I can see a ton of onions going on in there, and I guess you can eat it as you wish. I'll just grab a little bit of the aloo paratha and eat it with some of the omelet and have it like that. Lots of onions in there. Wow. It's definitely a simple breakfast, but very hearty at the same time. You get a nice crispy layer on the outside of the paratha, but then it's smooth, like a mashed creamed potato on the inside. And then eating it with the omelet, the scrambled eggs there, is really nice and hearty. This is gonna fill us up. Look at all that underneath there. Wow. And this thing is huge too. I love these eggs though. Massive omelet, scrambled egg omelet. You would never know that this paratha stall even exists. It's just tucked off the side of a highway, really, really discreet. But luckily we're with Manaki and we've got some locals that know the good spots. Otherwise, we would never have had that. That is like literally the best breakfast to have here in Pakistan. So we came up on this little tea stall, and I love how the guy's just like propped up in his spot. I don't think he moves all day long. He just keeps making chai and basically masters it over time. So we're actually having another doodh patti, which is just milk with tea, no water included. These stalls are so humble, but they've all got a story. We just found out that this place is over 90 years old. They're not really sure how old it actually is. Minimum 90 years old, so way before the partition. And it was his grandfather that started the shop, and he's open 24 hours a day, and he just shifts with one other person. So yeah, they're making chai like pros here. Let's try it out. It doesn't get more hole in the wall than that chai shop. Time to hit the road, go to Gujan Walla. We're gonna drive the famous Grand Trunk Road, the GT Road. We just pulled off the Grand Trunk Road onto a back road here through the Punjabi countryside, and you can tell that the Punjabi province is very famous for their agriculture. There's tons of fields, lots of greenery, And we're on our way to Kartarpur, which is a famous Sikh Gurudwara, the first one ever built. And it's gonna be really incredible. We still got a little bit of a drive before we get there, and then we'll show you around.
We have made it to Kartarpur. This is a Gurudwara, which is the place of worship for Sikhs. And this is the first Gurudwara built ever. So it's quite an interesting place because prior to last year, it was nearly impossible to visit this place. And let alone if you're living in India and you're Sikh in Punjab or anywhere in India, it's quite hard to come to Pakistan for visa reasons. So actually, Prime Minister Imran Khan here in Pakistan last year created the Kartarpur Corridor, which allows Indian Sikhs to come to the Gurudwara here without a visa, visa-free for visiting. And that really changed a lot of things, because before the Sikhs would actually pray using telescopes looking from India, which is just very close by. The border is just a few kilometers away, and they would use the telescopes to look at the Gurudwara, but now they're allowed to come here just as of last year. Quite amazing. It's definitely a peaceful spot. You've got this massive renovated area, and it's all this white beautiful marble, and it's really cold on the bare feet, but it's very peaceful. Barely anybody here, and it's a huge facility. Even though during COVID-19 Indians are still allowed to come over visa free and visit the Gurudwara. And I will say that there was quite a few security measures in order for us to get in. It took about probably an hour of passport checks and stuff before they let us in, but then they'll give you your tag and you're set to go, and you can explore this beautiful place. Definitely worth the detour to come out here to Kartarpur. Really beautiful place, and we're gonna hit the road now and keep going towards Gujan Walla.
We've made it to Gujan Walla, and we came straight to our first restaurant before even checking into the hotel. This place is a tikka shop, and that is basically just grilled meat on skewers, and they have probably the longest grill I've ever seen. So you can order up all kinds of different types of tikka, and it smells incredible. This place looks like it's gonna be good. The amount of smoke billowing out of this stall is on another level. They've got these fans that are blowing it out over the road, and it's just fogging up the entire road.
We've got a plate of a couple different things off the grill here. So this one's the chicken Sikh, kind of minced up spiced chicken. This one over here is chicken again, but it's been marinated in cream. Back here we've got some beautiful looking mutton chops. Oh man, those look incredible. And then this is also mutton, and it's served on the bone, and there's some bone marrow inside of that. These look incredibly good. Honestly, you're supposed to eat this with bread, but I think I gotta go in just for a bite of the mutton chop without bread. Yeah. Wow. It's really just naturally flavored. There's maybe a little bit of cumin on the outside too. It's so soft, and there's a little bit of crispy bits, and then mixed with the fat, it kind of just melts in your mouth. Wow, the chop is so good. A little bit of naan, and I'm gonna try the chicken Sikh kebab, the mince up chicken kebab. Break a little piece off there. Yum. That one's definitely got a lot more flavor packed into it. It's a little dry though. I think I gotta have it with some of the raita. Okay, get some of this. This is basically just the yogurt with some fresh mint and everything in it. Grab a little bit of the bread again, and that'll definitely help kind of saturate it and get it a little bit wet because it was a little bit dry. Definitely a much needed addition for the chicken seekh kebab. So this is the chicken that's been marinated in cream, and you can even see the little hole that they skewered it on right there, and this looks like it's gonna be a super juicy piece. Wow. That is so good. Wow. That was definitely my favorite so far. Super, super juicy. You can taste the smokiness from that charcoal barbecue. Yeah, that's the best piece so far. One more to try. All right, last up is the mutton on the bone with the bone marrow inside. I'm gonna try some of the meat on the outside first, and then I'll try to extract a little bit of that marrow. Wow. Are they like rubbing it in ghee or something? Yeah. Okay, these guys definitely know what they're doing. They're barbecue masters because every piece of meat is just super, super tender. They're definitely rubbing it in ghee because it's quite oily on the outside, and there's quite a bit of meat on the bone here. Let me finish that off, and then I'll go for the marrow. That is so good too. Yum. There is plenty of marrow inside the bone here. However, getting it out is another story. I think I'm gonna try the straw method. That's not gonna come. Okay, I've been advised I should try from the other side, so let me try it again here. Oh yeah, I got it. Completely melts in your mouth. That is so good, actually. It's like pure fat and oil. Sabrina's laughing at me behind the camera. That is really good though. That was some killer barbecue, especially the bone marrow. That was on another level. And check this out. It's literally a hole in the wall restaurant. You have to go through a hole in the wall to get into this place.
The monument is in the shape of a lotus flower, and it's absolutely massive, a symbol of the country. And you have depictions from all across Pakistan on the wall, such as the founder of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and it's really, really peaceful here. Islamabad is an interesting city because it's actually a very new city. It was only built a few decades ago, so it's very contrast to the rest of Pakistan. And we're going to be exploring a little bit more, but this is such a really cool place to come. Really clean, fresh air here. The mountains are off in the distance, and you get this incredible setting of the Pakistan monument.
So that was the Pakistan Monument, super beautiful place. Now we've come to a place called Quetta Tea and Teas for breakfast, and they're serving paratha. We had a traditional style paratha back in Lahore, but this is Islamabad, and they do things a little bit more new wave, a little bit fusion almost. So they have quite the extensive list of different types of parathas and teas. So we've got two interesting, unique types of paratha, which is basically just a Pakistani bread that's been flattened and fried in ghee. The first one we've got over here is the chicken cheese. So he uses just a really cheap quality cream cheese, but that's part of the charm. And then a ton of shredded chicken on top of that, and then fried up. The second one is the chocolate. So he's using, similar to like Nutella, it's a hazelnut chocolate spread. That's the dessert version. And then we also got a unique tea, which is called the Golden Malai tea, which is a cream. It's basically just a simple doodh patti, the milk tea, but then it's got cream on top of it. So I gotta go in for the savory one first. I'll save the chocolate for dessert. Rip a big piece of this off. It's almost like a desi pizza. Look at that.
The cheese is kind of soaked into the bread. It's not actually too crispy. It's kind of soggy on the outside. And then the chicken is like, there's a ton of chicken. And it's spiced up quite nicely. It's a very simple flavor compared to a lot of Pakistani foods, but this is a classic breakfast item. They've also served a raita yogurt sauce with lots of mint, beautiful green color. Try it with the paratha. Okay, I'm gonna try the chocolate one now, which is really unique. Oh, you can see all that melted chocolate in there. Look at that. Oh man, look at how melty the chocolate is. There's just oozing out of the paratha. Let's give it a bite. Wow. Yum. It's basically like Nutella crepe. There's not too much difference, except for you can taste that desi ghee in there too. Super buttery and nice and sweet. Yeah, that's quite unique. I've never had a Nutella or chocolate paratha before. Check out the amount of chocolate that is in there. I haven't even gotten in far enough to get much of it, but first I want to try my golden malai tea, cream tea. Oh, that's hot. Oh, the cream that they put on top is kind of like solidified, and you get this interesting milky, really milky tea, and then solid cream on the top. Quite sweet as well. That's gonna be a sweet breakfast today. Honestly, I probably would have just went with the regular doodh pad tea because you get this weird kind of chunky cream at the top, but what do you guys think of this? Dipping the Nutella paratha in the golden malai tea. It works. Yum. Great breakfast. There's one more stop we want to visit in Islamabad. It's the famous Faisal Mosque before we hit the road. This is the Faisal Mosque. It's the world's 5th largest mosque and an iconic symbol of Islamabad. We're going to go inside and check it out, so I'll pick back up with you when we get out. Wow, another beauty of a mosque here in Pakistan. The inside of this one is probably the most gorgeous I've seen. It's a very contemporary style, and they've got this massive 5-ton aluminum gold-plated chandelier that was actually gifted to them by China, hanging from the ceiling. It's almost like a globe, and the inside of this one was just spectacular. So we're actually gonna hit the road now, heading to Peshawar, stopping along the way for some chapli kebabs. Let's go. So we have reached Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which is the province of which Peshawar is the capital, but we're stopping before we get to Peshawar to try chapli kebab, a very famous chapli kebab place. Let's try it out. So I'm getting a bird's eye view of probably the most insane setup I've ever witnessed in my life. They've got an actual bonfire going on here to fry the chapli kebabs, and they've got this massive frying pan with a ton of oil. He's just kind of using the minced meat and flattening it directly on the frying pan before flopping it into the oil, and then they're fried little patties.
and they're serving 400 to 500 kgs of this chapli kebab every day. I just can't get over this setup. It's the most insane thing I think I've ever seen, and they are serving a lot of hungry guests, and I am precariously perched on top of this frying pan.
These are the chapli kebabs, and honestly, it's about 3 times larger than I was expecting it to be. There is tons of spices. You can even see that most of the spices haven't even been ground up. There's just tons of things in there. And then you even put a little bit of extra gram masala. And they've given us this too, which is like a cross between an orange and a lemon. And I'm gonna squeeze that on because I think this is gonna be a little bit oily. You are supposed to eat it with a naan, but I'm gonna try it as is. Oh, it's not as crispy as I thought. It's more still like a patty. Look at that. Oh man, that is smoking, smoking hot. Oh man, yum. Wow, let me tell you, that is way better tasting than it looks. Kind of just looks like a black, burnt hamburger patty almost, but it's so juicy on the inside. There's a couple vegetables in there. There might even be some tomatoes, but it's just so packed full of flavor. And it's not as oily feeling on the inside because it's been sealed on the outside. It's so crispy, burnt-like texture on the outside, and then contrasted with a very, very soft, minced, juicy inside. That is full of flavor. Man. We went through this chapli kebab pretty fast, and there's actually like little crunchy bits inside, like Serena said, because they put pomegranate seeds and full coriander seeds in there as well. And it gives it a little bit of a sweetness. It's getting a little oily at the bottom. Yum.
Our first chapli kebab experience was quite the experience. That was so delicious, and this setup here, you can't even get this close to it because it's literally a bonfire underneath there. So juicy on the inside, and that was not enough though. We're gonna have another one later tonight in Peshawar, and everyone's so friendly here, they wouldn't even accept any money from us. Wow. To Peshawar, and we just got dropped off in the bazaar. We're in search of a special hat that they sell here.
How is the pakol?
This feels way better. We found the right size. I think I've got a bigger head than most Pakistanis, but we're gonna see if he's got some other colors.
So this is their famous green tea here in KP, and I picked out my pakul. I hope it looks good. Let's try the tea. Oh, it smells really good. Oh wow, they put a lot of sugar in that. Yum. It's very similar to like any Chinese green tea that I've tried, and served similarly too in the little cups here. But the difference is they put a ton of sugar in this. This is like almost a syrup. It's so sweet. Oh, I'm fitting right in Peshawar, I think now. We're doing a little bit of shopping now, and the owners here are really friendly. Sabrina's looking at some shawls, and they actually just offered us some green tea. Super friendly guys. Bird's feather in the dead. Okay.
Wow.
A bird's feather?
Yeah.
Is it a real feather?
Yeah.
Really? How does that look?
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye. Finish off with shopping. Our van is somewhere lost in traffic. This bazaar is pretty crazy, so we're actually gonna hop in a rickshaw. Always fun to ride a rickshaw. We are heading to dinner now. For dinner tonight, it's chapli kebab round 2. We're at Jalil Kebab House, and they've got the double setup here with 2 blazing hot fires. I don't think I have any more hairs on my knuckles because I've been filming these guys and it is so hot. You can't even stand within 5 feet of this thing. It's blazing, blazing hot. And we're going for another chapli kebab tonight. I'm excited.
The final product has arrived. This one is definitely a little smaller, or a lot smaller, I should say, than the one earlier today. And you can see even with this one specifically that there's quite a bit of egg in this mixture. And a couple tomatoes on top. I'll just move those to the side because I gotta go in straight for the meat and give it a comparison to how it compares to earlier today. Let's try. Yum. I'd say that the flavor is overall a little bit milder than the one we tried earlier, but this one's even more tender and soft on the inside, and you can taste really strongly those pomegranate seeds. I got some pomegranate in there, which is such a unique ingredient. It helps with the oiliness. It's a little bit fruity, and let me try it now with a bit of this naan. This is a thick naan, so I'll open it up like this here and go for a little kind of hamburger style chapli kebab. Oh, that is nice and hot. There's some tomatoes in there. Yum. Yum. That was so good. I honestly think that chapli kebab just shot up to probably number 1, maybe number 2 of my favorite foods that we've tried so far in Pakistan. It's such a good little snack. You could eat these all day long. However, they are a little bit oily, but you get such a nice contrast of textures with the crispy and then the soft in the middle, and then there's little chunks of fat in there that kind of just melt in your mouth, and it's all binded together with the egg. Yum, that's so good.
Our first stop of the night tonight in Multan is for chops. So they're serving goat chops here, and they actually half fry them, almost deep frying them, using a wood fire right on the side of the street. And then he transfers them to the grill after they've been about half cooked, and charcoal barbecue, of course. And he's also got chicken, but I think we're gonna try the goat. And this is a really, really cool setup here. Unlike neighboring India, this is a meat lover's heaven here in Pakistan. You can find chops like this and different kebabs and different tikkas all across the country. This one is quite unique, the way that he's frying it first and then grilling it. And one thing I love is how they actually just prop themselves up right on top of the table and they just sit there all day cooking these things. You know, that's how they get it down perfectly and master the grill. This little street food stall has been here for 90 years, so you know they've got to be doing something right. I'm really excited to try this out. The aroma of the smoke is just making my mouth water. They have a little hidden courtyard out back where the tables are set up. We're gonna try the chops out now.
We've got our chops, they have arrived, and that looks super, super juicy. And one interesting condiment they're serving here is this mango with lemon chutney and tons of spices. It's really brown in color, and I think that's gonna taste really good, but I gotta try the chop. Oh man, yeah. That has been marinating for a really long time. You can taste that the flavors that they've marinated in have really infused into it. Super, super smoky, of course, and very tender and juicy, and you get a little bit of a crispy layer on the outside. Let me try with a little splash of this chutney here, this mango chutney, which sounds really interesting with the chop. That is a serious street side chop. You get the really tart, almost sour chutney cutting through a little bit of the oiliness coming from this chop. But it's really just all about that smoky flavor. It's so infused. There's quite a bit of meat on the bones. I don't even think you need the chutney. You can just eat it as is. Oh, yum. One thing you can tell since they've been fried first and then grilled is that you get really nice crispy layer on the outside. Okay, this chutney is insanely good with it too though. Just falls off the bone. Wow, look at that. So you get this nice piece of meat at the end, and it's really not a thick cut, but honestly the best part is the little bit of that's along the bone. It's quite salty, and definitely there's a building spice. It's kind of a slow burn. That's super tender, but this is super crispy. And fatty. These are so good. This is only number 4. We're gonna have a couple kgs.
They're making the naan fresh right behind you.
You don't even need the naan though. It's honestly way better just to have it by itself.
And it just keeps coming to the table.
That was a seriously good find. Wow, those were probably the best chops I've ever had. So there's a couple more famous things we want to try here in Multan tonight before we head out tomorrow.
So the claim to fame here in Multan is their halwa. It's called Sohan Halwa, and we've come to Ahmed Sohan Halwa, which serves the most famous halwa, Sohan Halwa, in the city. So this is it right here. And halwa is a dessert here in Pakistan, and this one's made with regular wheat. And what makes this really different, I can tell without even tasting it, is that it's hard. And I can see lots of walnuts on top. Looks like maybe some pistachios and almonds. There's lots of ghee in this. There's lots of sugar in this. Let's give it a try. Wow. Yum. Wow. Completely different than any other halwa I've ever had. It's almost toffee-like. It's got a very, very chewiness to it, and it's much more dense than any other halwa I've had. You get the crunchy nuts in there, and you get this interesting flavor. Maybe there's a little bit of saffron or some special spice in there that is a unique flavor. That's the dominant flavor. That's really, really unique. It reminds me a lot of toffee because of how sticky and chewy it is. Oh man, and this stuff stays good for a really long time, so you can buy tins of it. And apparently you can't come to Multan without bringing home a tin of this stuff. Otherwise, your Pakistani mother will not let you come into the house. And they are selling the stuff by the kg, it looks like. Yum, I love it. It's so chewy. Nice to have those sweets after the somewhat oily and greasy chops that we had. And apparently I have a feeling here in Multan they like their sweets, because we're being brought to another place that's famous for serving ice cream. So we're here at Baba Ice Cream. This is a 60-year-old shop making pure milk ice cream, handmade. A couple different flavors. They're famous for their pistachio, which I'm definitely going to try. So I've got their famous ice cream here, and you can see that's got quite the unique texture, very handmade looking, and he sprinkled it with a little bit of the pistachio and almond mixture, and this is the pistachio ice cream. So let's give it a try. I'm wondering if it's going to taste like some kulfis that I've had, or if it's going to taste more like an ice cream, like a gelato. So let's try it out. Oh wow, it is not like kulfi at all. It's more like a gelato, but it's actually almost like halfway between being a super creamy gelato and almost being like a little bit icy. You can feel almost the granules inside there, frozen pure milk, and then you get the crunchy little almonds and pistachios on top, and it's not too sweet. People here in Multan definitely like their sweets, but they're not too sweet, which I really like because you can handle more of it. Oh man. That was a really, really good ice cream. Our first stop on Burns Road tonight is at Wahid's, and this place has been around since 1961. They're super famous for their kebab fry. The way that they make it is really unique too. They've got this minced meat that they put on the skewer, and then they use a little bit of twine to kind of spindle it up and hold it together. And they're doing it at ultra fast speeds, and this is just because it otherwise would just kind of fall apart. They're
grilling it on charcoal, and then to finish it off, they're going to take that kebab and fry it in butter, let it all fall apart. And we're gonna try both the kind that's fried in butter, the kebab fry, and then just the actual kebab itself. The food looks really good. So here's the final result, the kebabs. These are beef, and you can see that they're served with the string on. And I've been told that, yeah, you just pull the string like this, and then use my fingers to kind of pull it all off, and you can watch it just fall apart. Oh, the string broke. Yeah, you can see it's just completely falling apart. And that's the unique part about this dish. Oh man, it's so soft in my hands. There we go. String off. Oh, they put a lot of string in there. And so now we have the crumbled version. But what they do is they actually take this and then fry it in pure butter. And that's what this is here. So this is the final version, fried in pure butter, unsalted butter. And we're also having it with this puri paratha, which is, I guess, kind of halfway between a puri and halfway between a paratha. I'm gonna go in for the final version with the butter fried up. Oh man, look at that. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that is like meat paste. There's no other way to put it. It's really so smooth. I wouldn't even describe it as tender because you can't even really distinguish the meat. It's just so creamy the whole way through. We're down here in the south in Karachi, and you can definitely feel that they've turned the heat level up. It's getting spicy, and that is cooked in so much butter. You can taste it. It's so good. Let me try the unfried version, just the grilled with a little bit of the puri. Look at how soft that is. It is literally like Play-Doh. Yum. Man. So creamy, super smoky. They've definitely put quite a few spices in there as well. I definitely like it though with the butter better. And then this puri paratha is quite unique. It's a little bit crispy, but it's also not as crispy as just a puri. Oh man, look at that. That is beautiful. Wow. Oh man.